you sleep, I'm gone.
What's good? What's good? What's good, family? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Welcome to another episode. Let me rephrase that. Another amazing episode of Trappin Tuesday, man. Man, I feel so good. I feel so good. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, we had a phenomenal weekend, right? We had a phenomenal weekend. We had our first ever Make Your First Trade event in the building in the Freedom Center. Man, I am so elated because, you know, just having the team operate a certain way, having the people impacted a certain way, being able to teach in this environment, man, it gave me so much of fulfillment, man, because it was like the thing that you have been visualizing, the thing that you have been feeling. I'm going to say this, and I hope nobody don't take this wrong, like we gave birth to the baby. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we gave birth to the baby. And so I want to just shout out everybody that came, that took the trip, that flew in. Shout out to everybody that did that, man. I know for a fact we over poured into you all, and I hope you all felt that love. So shout out to that. So let's get a little further. Let's go. All right, so now we got to shout out everybody that came to Trappin Tuesday. So we love y'all, from putting us on in your living room, putting us on in your TV, putting us on in your at break, just putting us on every day for 171 episodes. Man, we just want to say we can't do this without y'all. We just want to say that without you all, there is no us. Without you all, there is no Wall Street Looks Like Us Now. Without you all, there is no Wall Street Trapper. And so, man, we just want to take a minute before every episode to tell y'all, man, thank y'all. All right, so here we go. Something on my head that been thinking about it for a week since the show and the workshop, and it came to me a little bit in this form. And the way I want to say it is like this. If profitability is the goal, then adversity is the prerequisite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if profitability is the goal, then that adversity is the prerequisite, and I ain't even talking about the market. That's right. So we realize that there are trap buyers, right? But in this season, the trap buyers become, you are trapped by your bad financial habits, right? You are trapped by your inability to be financially disciplined in the season that caters to your imagination of what you think you need to do for somebody. Yeah. All right. Let me rephrase it. I think I can shape that a little bit better. Right. So your lack of financial discipline and the void that you have, and watch this, the financial traumatic habits that you have inherited make you a trap buyer during this season. That's right. And so because you have been programmed perpetually, right? You have been programmed perpetually that this is the season where you spend more money than you actually have. You have been programmed to spend money this season on things that you do not need. You have been programmed to spend money in this season to buy things that will no longer be relevant in 2 weeks. You have been programmed in this season to say things like, as long as my kids are good for Christmas, I'm okay. You have been programmed in this season to go in debt when you know you're living on edge already. You have been programmed in this season to buy something that you do not need, something that you do not want, but something that you saw that does not benefit where you're going. You have been programmed this season to pass down bad financial hygiene. You have been programmed for this season to go in line with that financial algorithm that doesn't serve you, but serve the big corporation. So what I'm saying is this season, you became a trap buyer. Yep. And if profitability is the goal, then the adversity is the prerequisite. So in this season, the adversity is saying to yourself, none of the things that I did previously in this season, I won't do this year. Yep. It's having a financial discipline to say, this year we not doing it. It's having a financial discipline to say, 'tis this season to save and invest, not the season to be jolly and spend, because they understand the propaganda is if you jolly, you don't think about the hardship that you having. You using financial undiscipline to spend money that you need. Come on. So you're a trap buyer. Now the only way to become a profitable, let me rephrase that. The only way to become profitable is to be able to endure the squeeze. So in order to endure the squeeze, we got to be willing to get through this season locked in. Like when we trading, right? When we trading, like being a trap buyer mean you may have even gotten to the party a little bit early, or something came out, some type of news, some type of tweet, some type of information came out that trapped you in that position. And so now what happens is you got to hold the line. Like you're going to be under a little pressure. Now here's the thing about when you're under pressure as a trap buyer, you don't understand how long those circumstances last. All right, you don't know how long them circumstances last. All right, because you don't know how long the circumstances last, your ultimate goal as a trap buyer becomes, I just want to break even. So now, let me make that make sense. So now what happens as a trap buyer during this season, the minute you become trapped, you start telling yourself now, after Christmas, after the day after the Black Friday sale, you now figuring out, how do I get back to even? How many overtime hours I gotta work? What side hustle I gotta come in? What do I gotta do to get that money back? How do I rob Peter to pay Paul? You a trap buyer right now. Yeah, that's it. Holiday season is trap buyer season. Yeah, it put them under a squeeze, right? The financial squeeze that you under right now. Yeah. Okay, so let me tone it down a little bit, because I feel like we may be pivoting. We may be touching something, right? So let me say this too though, right? So as a trap buyer, the ultimate goal is for you to break even, right? Because you under so much pressure, you just want to relieve the pressure, right? Like you like, and because what happens is as a trap buyer, you go through these phases as a trap buyer. You go through these phases where like, soon as you get in, it falls down, right? You like, but then you get a little relief as it comes up. You see it start gaining momentum. You see it maybe coming up. But then at some point it meets some type of what? Resistance. That causes it to do what? Create another leg going where? Down. So then you get the impulse, then you get the correction, then you go back down. So now the trap buyer now has endured more adversity. All right? More adversity. Now you got some trap buyers, when they get trapped, what do, y'all? You double down. Okay, now you want to bring the cost basis down, right? You want to bring the cost basis down. So what does that mean for you in this season right here? So what happens is you know that you can't afford the thing. You know that this is not the best financial decision that you can make. But what do you do in the moment? Because you jolly, you double down and buy more stuff, and you tell yourself, well, I'm already this deep in the hole, I might as well go deeper. I know I can't afford the game, but I'm gonna buy this too. So now you average down into the trap buy. Yeah, you done average down. Yeah, so now you need more. Okay, so now you gotta add more to it. Right, so watch this. Now you're adding more to a losing position. Okay, now you add more to a losing position. And now you get into this phase what's called hopium. Now you hoping, watch me here, you hoping by the time income tax come, it'll be right. You hoping by the time the holiday's over, you get more hours on the job. You hoping by the time the holiday's over that the settlement come in, right? You hoping by the time the holiday's over, the money that you've been waiting on, it hit. You're hoping. And you know one thing in this game, once you start hoping, you lose. Right? So you're a trap buyer right now. Now, we already understood, we already laid it out there, and being a trap buyer is part of the game. That happens, right? You got to endure the squeeze. We understand that, right? Now, you got to endure the selling pressure. Ooh, selling pressure. Golly, where'd that come from? When we get on Instagram, selling pressure. We get on TikTok, selling pressure, right? My girl told me the other day, I woke up this morning, she said, babe, you not going to get the YouTube with no ads? I said, you a trap buyer. That's where this come from. I say, why do I need ads? They done programmed us to now. We so in a rush to watch something, we don't even watch ads no more, right? I don't want ads. So they done tricked us in our brain to pay them an extra $4.99 because we can't wait 60 seconds. They done put in our brain that I won't watch this so bad, I can't wait 2 minutes. Trap buyers. I say, man, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with watching none of these commercials. You know why? I grew up watching commercials. Right? I used to wait for the Super Bowl for the commercials. Right? And commercials used to entertain me. I can do something for them 2 minutes. She said, I'm gonna tell YouTube. I said, you a trap buyer. This world find things to sell us on, and then they make you feel like you incomplete or something wrong with you because I don't want to watch the 60-second commercial. Right? Well, you don't get this tier. You know, you got to watch commercials. So what? The program is still on. Right? So now because you don't have, you want everything instantaneously. Not realizing that because you want it instantaneously, there's a price to pay for that. Not realizing how that programming, here's the thing about our philosophies, here's the thing about our mindset, here's the thing about our habits, here's how the thing about we see the world. Watch this. If we get one thing instantaneously, guess what? We feel like we don't have the nerve to wait for nothing else. Now we want everything instantaneously, and that's the easy way to make you a trap buyer. Because now I can just sell you on, it happens fast. And so now we've realized why we get discouraged in life. Now why we realize, watch this, as traders, right? The only profession in the world that we think we got to be successful overnight, right? We realize as traders, as investors, if I don't see money tomorrow, I'm going to switch to another style. If I'm not successful tomorrow, I'm going to give up on this dream. Why? I'm a trap buyer. I think that everything that's supposed to happen is supposed to happen to me overnight. Trap buyers. It come in so many different forms. It come in so many different shapes, forms, and fashions. I can't even wait 60 seconds for a commercial. How do I ultimately really want to be successful? I want you to ask yourself that question. How do you really want to be successful when you can't wait 60 seconds for a commercial? You can't wait 2 minutes. Trap buyers. Something so little, how does it relate to me? You get frustrated sitting at a red light. Watch this. When the last time have you went to the store and actually made groceries and not used DoorDash? Trap buyers. Like we'll order something off Amazon. Watch me here. We'll order something on Amazon that comes the next day because we don't want to leave our house today. Trap buyers. Trap buyers. Right? The idea that everything is supposed to come when we want it, how we want it, in the form we want it, is why we don't even believe in God like we're supposed to. Because we got a crock pot God. We got a crock pot God. We got a God that'll make you go through the wilderness for 40 years. And then let you get to the promised land and say, hey, you messed up, you can't even go, but they can. We got a crock pot God that'll let your brothers put you in the well and then let you be a prisoner and then come around. We got a crock pot God, not a microwave God, but we trap buyers. So now we take God out of everything and we put, oh, come on. Trap buyers. Trap bias. This is why we can't be great at trading, because the minute you lose here, you think, I'm gonna go over here. But then when you get over there, you lose, I'm gonna go over here. And I'm gonna go over here. Trap bias, you don't understand. This game takes skill, but we ain't talking about trading, we talking about life. In order to navigate through life, it gotta take skill. So in order to be profitable, you gotta endure the adversity, because the adversity is the prerequisite. We talking about trap bias tonight. We're talking about trap bias. All right? Enduring the squeeze, being able to navigate. Little hardships don't break you. Right? Trap bias. Let's go a little further. Trap bias, when I bought the building, the roof started leaking. Immediately. Everything went wrong. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. But not just with the building. Soon as I bought the building, 2 months later, we lose 1.5 million. And then I go through another situation with my little one. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. And then some more stuff went wrong. Guess what? I'm gonna endure the squeeze. I'm gonna endure the squeeze. I'm gonna endure the hardship. And then time passed, a year passed. 12 months, squeeze. So many other things going on, squeeze. Paying my team, me not getting paid, squeeze. Squeeze. Still building the building out, squeeze. People put my name in this, somebody put my name in this, somebody want attention over here, somebody want attention over there, squeeze. Not even knowing what I got going on, squeeze. Endurance. Endurance. But you understand something. You understand this. God ain't gonna put me through nothing I can't handle. He put me through it not because I can't handle it, because he prepared me for the next level. In order to become profitable, you gotta endure the adversity. You don't want the adversity, but you want the reward. You don't want the adversity, but you want to get revealed the answer. And so when you come in here and you see a Trapper family reunion, you don't understand that we endure. When you come in here and see the workshop and you like, that look good, we endure. Guess what? There's still some pressure. Endurance is what get us to the finish line. Endurance is what get us the life we want. Endurance is when you can say, God, you know that thing we prayed about? Yeah, I still want that. Endure. But you okay with being a trap buyer? Because being a trap buyer means you got to endure the pressure. Now, here's the thing what trap buyers do. There's 2 types of buyers. Matter of fact, let me back up a little bit. There's 3 types of buyers. There's a trap buyer that say, you know what? Right here, I'm selling. It's too much pressure. I'm going to take the loss. I'm good. And you feel some more of the downside. Then you got the trap buyer that say, hey, once we break even, I'm out. But then you got the one that say, I endured. I understood the market structure. And once we break this structure, I'm back profitable. I'm back profitable. Yeah, I endured. I endured the downtrend. I endured the lower lows. I endured the higher lows. I endured. I broke the 50 and I broke the 20, but I held some type of support. There was some type of support there that held me up. I absorbed. I started wicking out on them. And then I reclaimed the 50. And then I reclaimed the 20. And then I broke that structure. And then now the trap buyer became somebody that trapped the sellers. And now we profitable. But that's the cycle. Everybody who wins in life at some point had to be a trap buyer. And then you got those who perpetually go through life as trap buyers because they always sell early. Every time they get, I'm selling. I'm selling. You ain't endured no pain. You ain't endured no pressure. So you ain't gonna never be able to get out of life with the trap people who endure get. And so tonight we want to talk about trap buys. I want to put that on your heart in this season. In this season, change some of them habits. Take that look at yourself and understand what it is that you got to overcome, what it is that you got to endure to get you where you got to go at. Understand that the thing that you prayed about, the thing that you talked to him about is on the other side, but you got to endure. You got to do like Job did. You got to do like Abraham did. You got to do like all of the greats did. You got to do like all of the greats did. You got to do like all of the greats did. You got to do like all of the greats did. You got to do like all of the greats did. You're not an exception to the rule. It's part of the game. So tonight we're gonna talk about trap buys, man. Let's go, man. Let's get it. Let's go. 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 What's the hell we feel?
Man, I'm feeling good. Y'all already know. Shout out to everybody who in the chat. You know what I'm saying? 2,300. Let's get that thing to at least the 3,000.
Come on.
The first thing y'all already know. Hopium? Hopium, though?
Hopium.
Might have to put it on a shirt. Go ahead. Gotta hit Miss April up. Let's go ahead. I don't think I heard that one. I was like, okay.
Hopium.
Let's get him. Let's get that one. Let's get that.
We like hopium. We like to talk about it. All right, let's get it, man. We got in the chat. First of all, that's all we gonna talk about tonight, man. We gonna talk about why Donald Trump won't talk to us tomorrow. So he got a conversation we'll have with us. We're talking about Elon, $600 billion man. This dude just playing a long game, right? Quick, you heard me? This boy playing a long game. We're gonna talk about more millionaires that have been created this year, man. That's interesting to see. We're gonna definitely talk about the millionaires that's been created this year. We're gonna talk about got a few things. We're gonna talk about Netflix. We're gonna talk about Netflix and Warner Brothers. I think that's something real good to talk about. You heard me? So we got a lot of stuff to talk about this night tonight. Night show tonight. Let's get to our people right quick. Let's go, man. All right, who we got in the chat, man? We got KT Tactical, Carolina Blue, Shazam X, what's good, family? Chopper Fellas, was good. James Odyssey, was good. AD Parker, was good. DCOD Dev, was good. See that Bush, I see you. Action Motivate, I see you. Wallstreet Neil, I see you. Gutter CEO, I see you. Drift, I see you. Big Dot, let's see you. Ram Fitness, I see you. Cheesy Bread, I see you. Eric G64, I see you. B Griff, I see you. Doug Perry, I see you. Pat Davis, I see you.
You're gonna have to just snatch him.
Jermaine, I'm trying.
You for real? You hitting the button?
What you mean?
You can kind of stop it with the mouse.
No, that ain't working over there. Oh, it can?
Yeah.
No, that ain't happening.
It doesn't mess up.
Man, leave me alone, Jose. Not a thing gone. Man, Sean, get your daddy, man.
I'm trying to make it easy because I'm looking at him now. Them jokes going crazy.
Nah, it's gone. Nah, I can't see nobody. I'm on a whole nother screen, nah.
Mr. VIP, we see you.
Oh, there we go. Stello, I see you. Pascal, I see you. Tori, what's good, Queen? Lawrence Trap, I see you, man. Stello24, I see you. Yeah, man, throwing me off, man. Justin, I see you. Destiny9973, I see you. AD Parker, I see you. I see y'all, man. Larry Morgan, what's good, family? Gino, I see you, brother. T-Mac 90, I see you, man. Double R, what's good, love? Will Mac, I see you. Dividend Dez, I see y'all, man. We in the building. What the cigarettes for? Kingdom Citizen, I see you. All right, let's get to it, man. We gotta get to the show, man. Warren 6054, I see you. Yeah, man. Fresh Abby, I see you. JBNO, Jabari, that's you, what's good? JC Affluent, I see you. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Let's make sure y'all share this out, man. We got 2,500 people in the chat. You know what I'm talking about?
I want to know where you get that mug from, though.
Come on, stop playing.
I ain't even see that.
Come on. Come on.
Classic?
Come on,
okay.
we working on something.
Yeah, and fix your scale. Look like it's about to fall off that
Yeah,
joke.
can't wait to
Just
wait
a little
fall.
bit, can't hear that joke
Can't
fall.
let the wave fall.
But I want to know, and I see my baby in the chat.
Talk to me.
No YouTube Premium?
Nah, man.
I got that joint. Hey,
Man, I don't got
one
that,
of my
man.
accounts.
Now I got 3 channels and I don't got YouTube Premium. None of them.
Look, I might have to put ads back on in the new year. People gonna be wanting to get that. The trap buyers gonna be mad when we put ads back on the show.
Why would we put ads on the show?
I was just saying we got to get them out the trap buyers.
Nah, we ain't do that. Nah, we ain't do that. We ain't put no ads.
Hey, get that premium.
Nah.
You don't want to see it? It's a free show. It's all good.
I just don't know. I just don't be tripping. My girl, every time she at the crib, she be like, "Babe, why you don't got the?" I say, "You can't wait 60 seconds."
It's the hitting of the skip though. It's the extra manual work that you gotta do with.
Bro, what you was doing? What you was doing before that became a thing?
Hey, we watched them.
Exactly.
No, okay. The reason being though, some of them ads they gonna play a whole show for you. If you don't hit it,
it's only gonna play 60 seconds.
You short. Nah. They got some longer joints on there.
They gonna play 60 seconds and then they gonna run another one for. They might run 3 max. All right, that's 100.
One time they put a whole infomercial vacuum
go
joint
use the bathroom. It's not
in
gonna
my
kill
sleep.
you. Go use the bathroom.
I was like,
Go fix you
yeah.
something to eat. Fix your salad.
Don't even watch your show no more.
Fix the salad. I don't be tripping.
You remember them old school infomercials back in the day when you go to
sitting
sleep?
there like that. Look.
Like, I might have to buy that vacuum.
Nope. I be like, yep. Get back to my show, fam. Don't. And they be like, look, do you want to try it? No, I don't. I don't want to try it for 60 days. I don't want to try it for 30 days. I'm straight. Commercials don't bother me.
They got me on one of them.
Yeah, man.
And then the last part was the crock pot god. Some of us, we think we got the air fryer god.
Come on, man. We think we got we got a crock pot god. We got a crock pot god, dog. That's how he work. But you realize in your life, dog, what happens is, like, bro, you be programmed. You don't realize how, like, little things that happen over time. Like, I remember when I first came home from jail, right? When I first came home from prison, when I first got, like, the phone, I was like, damn, it's crazy. Now, look at how people are on the phone now compared to, like, 2008, 2010. Whole different breed of people, right? Like, I saw something on Instagram the other day where a lady got a acrylic clear phone and she just swiping on it. And I was like, man, why she got that? Because she addicted to the phone. So in order for her to break her addiction from the phone, she just went got a clear thing. It's no nothing and she's just on it like this. Because she clearing it's just a clear acrylic shaped like a phone. But it's no phone. It's just a glass. And they sell them now. They sell them now because people are addicted to it. Right? But why are you addicted to it? Because you don't realize that you get addicted to something after you do it over time and start to programming. People don't even understand how social media now programs people to do certain things. It's made to shift your philosophy little by little. Right? So when Amazon gave us Amazon Prime, right? Now we don't even want to go to the store no more because we want, watch this. You can really need something. Say, you know what? I don't feel like going to the store. I'm going to just wait. I got Prime. It'll come tomorrow. Or it'll come 10 o'clock tonight. Mm-hmm. Right? Especially when they put it on there, you can get it tonight. Right? You still don't get it till tomorrow sometime. Because once you pay for it, it's like, oh no, it's going to come tomorrow. Yep. Oh, we sorry to inform you that, well, I wanted it today. Well, if we sorry to inform you, it's going to come tomorrow.
Then when it comes, it feel like it's a gift. Like, wait a minute, I paid for this.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? DoorDash. I don't want to leave out my house. I don't want to cook. Why? I don't feel like cooking. What you going to do then? I'm going to just DoorDash. Right? Small things that program us differently, little by little, right? Think about this. I'm going to give you a prime example. Bro, you remember when we was young, bro? Bro, like, Black Friday was a violent event, my dog.
It was definitely a violent event.
Bro, like, man, my grandma, bro, like, I remember having to sleep in front of Toys R Us, bro.
Yeah.
Like, real talk. Like, we got the tent, we outside, and we still, like, 100
Foldable
in line.
chairs. Yep.
Bro, I remember, like, late at night, hey, put your clothes on. Well, put my clothes on for what? 12 o'clock at night.
Right, I'm just ate Thanksgiving.
Lay down. No, we going where? It's Toys R Us. What? It's 12 o'clock at night. Why am I going here? Boy, come here. Mm-hmm. Damn. I mean, we get to the line, they got people in tents. They've been there since 6 o'clock.
Yep.
We number 300 in line.
Wait.
Damn. Open the door. Boom. Boom. Stampede. Nah, Black Friday.
Right. Cyber Monday.
That night, look, they done stretched it. That's new.
Yep.
That's new. Hey, if I ain't get you on Black Friday, I'm gonna get you this Monday. That's new. Feel me?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Toys R Us was the spot too. Toys R Us,
bro,
Best Buy,
listen,
Circuit
bro.
City.
I kid you not, bro. I kid you not, bro. You remember Tonka trucks?
Heck yeah.
Bro, I remember somebody hitting somebody with a Tonka truck, bro.
In the store?
Yes.
Fight, yeah.
Behind it, like, bow! Like,
Over
yo,
discount.
that's attempt murder.
Off discounts.
Bruh, because they want the Tonka truck. Bro, like Black Friday used to be one of them, but they realized, hey, you know what? We don't even gotta have limited amount of nothing. Just go online. Right? But it's small things that happen that make us pivot little by little that we get accustomed. So now we can't even watch a 60-second commercial.
That's real.
Man, and every platform got it. And I don't pay for none of them.
I ain't gonna lie though, I still don't be door dashing like that.
Huh?
I get a $7 burrito on that joint. How that joint turn to $35?
You know why? You paying for convenience.
All the feet, yeah, we cool.
Everything. Trap bias. Right? Trap bias, bro. So anyway, that's it. How we feel, man? How we feel? We feel January's finest. What's good, family? Val, what's good? What's good? Where my people at? What's good? Heal. Come on, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Man, I went to, let me say something right quick before we get into the show, man. Man, I did something, man. Me and my girl watched Love Jones the other day, you hear me?
That's the classic.
Top 5 favorite movies for me, you hear me? We was just laying in the bed, chilling. I was like, man, let's watch a movie, you hear me? She was like, what you want to watch? So I'm clicking through the channels, clicking. I was like, man, I want to watch something chill. Man, we watched Love Jones, and it made me realize, bro, no offense, women really crazy. Like,
That's how we started.
I want you to just think about this. Like, it's the more.
Look, if I said that, I would have got flushed.
No. I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm just saying this. Watch this. Like, the more, like, I looked at that movie, and I guess because I was with my lady, it made me really realize it, because she be doing stuff. I be like, bro, like, what? Here's what happened. She liked the dude. She liked Lorenz Tate, right? And here's what I also realized. Women be telling women to do some of the weirdest stuff in the world. For some reason, that logic. So here's the thing. Instead of saying, say, bruh, I really feel this kind of way about you, I don't want to do this, she tells her friend that bruh shows up. Her friend says, you know what? Just go to New York and tell him you're going to New York. And if he don't trip about it, then you ain't do nothing wrong. But if he trip about it, then you stay. In my mind, I'm like, what logic in the world? Who told you that was logical? So then we as men do the thing. We like, and
because
like,
I don't want to force you to stay. So
I ain't trying to he like, bet. Like, all right. Because clearly you done made your mind up that this is what you want to do. So now he got to play defense on some, like, we just friends. Even the way if you just look at his demeanor, you can tell he was flustered about that question. His demeanor was like the hard swallow, the beer not looking, just.
You was really feeling this.
You
ain't feel it the first time. Now you feel it.
Because I think I was with my shorty. Because I think we watching it together, and I'm looking at her like, yo, you really be doing stuff like this. No. I guess because I was chilling with her, it made me look at her like, babe, you really be doing stuff like this. And we gotta figure this out. But we can't. We cannot. We cannot.
Yeah, it is not meant for us to figure out.
We trap bias.
Trapped. Definitely trapped. Oh, man, I'm crying in this joint.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at this like, yo. And I was just we're gonna get to the show. We definitely gonna get to the show. No problem. But bro, I'm sitting here and she's just chilling. Like she laying on, we watching the movie.
She get it. She get it.
Bro, I said, babe, you really be doing like this what y'all be? She's like, babe, stop. I'm like, no. You really be doing stuff like that. Like what you make me understand how that makes sense. You know the crazy part? they can't even make it make sense.
Nah.
Nah, I love my girl to death. Like, real talk, I love her to death, love her to Pete. But I realize that as men, and again, we love y'all ladies, because we know without y'all, shit, we don't go crazy without y'all. But we gonna go crazy with y'all. Right? So it made me realize that, bro, like, we really are nutcases. As men, we are a circus job because we can't live without them.
Yep.
We can't live without them. We can talk all that, you got to get your money right, you got to focus and all that's good. You got to live with them. You need them. They give you balance.
That's definitely the truth. Yes.
They give you balance. Like, I love when my lady be around, bro. I be so balanced and chill, right? That's how George got a gift today. That's how George got a gift today.
Right, when you told me, I was like, oh, okay.
That's how George got a gift. I said, man, I just bought that nigga a whole cake and I just he gonna tell me something about some happy birthday. She was like, babe, what?
Thanks, Matt.
She was like, babe. I'm like, babe, what? I'm like, that whole cake you got, I paid for that.
It was a nice cake, too.
I'm like, I paid for that cake. That wasn't no gift from nobody else. That came from my pocket. I said, I give him a little Christmas bonus. She was like, that bonus don't got nothing to do with his birthday. You gave everybody a bonus. I said, what? I said, well, what about the cake then? That's just being, I said, wait, what? She said, babe, you know George.
You know George.
I said, what that mean?
My whole life.
She's like, yes, I do. Why he not grateful for that? She's like, he is grateful. But a little gift would go a long way, babe. I'm like, he 50. Babe. I said, babe, what? Don't you like cologne? I was like, yeah. Well, just get him some cologne. I'm like, that nigga not gonna get no cheap cologne. Now I gotta get that nigga some cologne.
You gotta get the real, the
she
cologne.
Was like, get him what you would get you, babe. I said, what? She said, get him what you would get you. And at that point, I realized, like, I shouldn't have came with her.
Was she the reason I got them drives?
The what?
Them drives?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
I was in there getting my daughter stuff.
I got a gift too.
No, I was in there getting my daughter stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, man, let me get this for I wanted to ask B because B had just sent it to me.
Yeah.
That's how George get a gift. I'm like, damn. And then look what I said. Man, I do love that nigga, dog. Let me get that nigga some cologne. Now I'm in that like, let me see which one he gonna like the most.
Literally trap buyer.
Trap buyer. She trapped me though.
Right.
But yeah, man, so we can't live without them because they make us they take the edge off. Right? Because in my mind, I got that nigga a cake. It's good enough.
It was a fire cake too.
In her mind, no, that ain't it. So we need y'all, ladies. We love y'all. we need y'all. We love y'all. Hey, Nat, what's up, babe? I love you. Hey, babe, I love you. But you know what? We need y'all. We love y'all. We can't live without y'all. But y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Because I don't understand it. Anyway, let's get to it, man. Enough fun. We got 2,900 people in the chat. Yeah, I'm like, man, I do love that dude, bro. That's my dog. God damn, that's my dog. He be riding out. So, anyway, let's get to it. We got a dope show. Let's get our mantra up. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Cheers to everybody. Boom. Let's go, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I'm more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me to that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will the generations behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper, and Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, baby. Belina, what's up, shawty? Something, baby. Jay Young, what's poppin', fire? Let's go, 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 let's go. We got a dope show ahead of us tonight, man. But y'all know, before we get to the show, we got to get on the chart first, show people what's going on. Shout out to everybody that came to the workshop this weekend. We did something too. I sent y'all an email. B, they got the emails, right? All right. We sent, huh?
He said, yeah.
Yeah. So we sent y'all the email, and inside of the email, it should be a link. Am I right, B? Should be a link. What'd he say?
It depends on what you say next. It should be a link.
To the
what kind of link?
To the Fibonacci joint, right? What does it look like? All right. Opens up at 10. So we'll open tonight. Nothing? All right, I just gotta know. Make sure I ain't tripping.
Right, say the
So
right
y'all
information.
get a link.
Yeah.
Opens up at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was, you're gonna get the replay. Not only will you get the replay, Double Law said, we got it. We getting early access. So you get the replay. Thavion, what's up? You get the replay, and then what I did was, I felt like because it was after lunch, we did a late lunch, and then after we got we did the charting exercise, I feel like everybody was like wearing down. Once we got into the Fibonacci part, I feel like people was like wearing down. And so what I did was I came in, we came in and shot that whole segment the way that I wanted to say it to y'all. And I was like, man, I think they'll get it better now because they had a day to refresh and be excited. I just felt like y'all was like, I'm melting. So I had to go in little big brother mode, like, don't you dare. Don't you come too far. You come too far to let your head hurt right now. So we gave y'all gonna get it. The Fibonacci video, it's a whole breakdown, everything I wanted to tell y'all, what I was trying to say to y'all before y'all got jammed up in the head. So you got that, and then you're gonna get day one and then day two. So because I felt like, I didn't want y'all to be confused. And I just feel like sometimes after you get that much information, you be excited, but then toward the end of the day, you just be kind of a little wore down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like if we waited a couple of days, I say eventually we got going. Hey, somebody said, Trap say, put the book down. Put the book down. Look at me. So yeah, we got that for y'all. So it's coming on the way for that. But also we have remember y'all, we have the 2-day. We have maybe like 10 seats left open for the 2-day Zoom call. So we're doing the 2-day Zoom, the Q&A for the 2-day Zoom, where from 9:30 to 1:30 or 9:30 to 12:30, we're going to just chart with y'all, me and Rob. We're going to chart with y'all. We're going to look at the trades you're trying to make. We're going to tell y'all what we're doing right. We're going to look at what we're doing wrong. And so we're going to be on a chart with y'all that whole day. Well, at least from 9:30 in the morning to 12:30. We're going to be on a chart with y'all a whole day. So we still have, I think, maybe like 10 seats left. And the reason why I say that is because if we have 100 people in there, we can't go with everybody, right? So, but if we have, 50, 60 seats, then we can kind of go, we can get everybody questions and comments. We can go through that, run through that. So yeah, shout out to online trappers in class was litty. Yep, the online people was litty. So yep, shout out to Rob, man. Rob was fire too, man. Rob came and did a really good job, a really excellent job. I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. Rob did an excellent job at breaking down price action, breaking down supply and demand, breaking that whole thing down. Rob did a great job at that. And I think that was big for me because usually I'll just try to teach everything, but I realized how like in-depth that was and how intense that was. So I definitely knew like, bro, like I needed a break. And so what it was dope about that was like we was able to give each other a break. You know what I'm saying? And still be impactful. So yeah, that was really good. That was really good. So, yep. So we do have that. We have like 10 seats left for that 2-day. If you want to get it, it will be in there. And that's just 2-day Zoom call for the people that came. And what you'll be able to do is you'll get in, using what we taught. We'll look at the trades. We'll look at your trade. We'll analyze your trade. We'll see what you're doing right, see what you're doing wrong. Yeah, man, Rob put that VCR on my chart. Man, get that VCR off my chart. And then if there's a trade that we'll take, we'll definitely take that. So we got, like I said, we got like 10 seats left, so we'll do that. All right, let's get on this chart, man. Let's get on this chart right quick. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. All right, I think we good. I think we good. I think we good. Can y'all see me? Yeah, man, I think the goal going into the new year, my goal is I might offer Rob a situation where Rob becomes my admin and one of my admins inside of the Patreon. And then I'll just ask him if he want to be just responsible for just doing a charting in the Patreon. As a matter of fact, let me see something right quick. Might ask him if he just, and then that way I can let him just be responsible for doing some of the charting sessions in the Patreon. And I think that'd be good. I think that'd be good for the Patreon. 3K in the chat, Jose. Man, y'all tell Jose he slipped, man. He's slipping, man. Let me see. All right, anyway, let's do this. I'm going to see. I'm going to try to hit him up for a second. Let me take these off. All right, so we got the black on the chart. People wanted the black, you hear me? All right, so let's get to it, man. How y'all feel in the chat? Y'all good in the chat? Y'all feel good in the chat? All right, so let's see. So let's start off with here. We're going to start off with the SPY. I got to do this. Hold on. Okay, it's right. Oh, let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something.
Yo.
What up, Rob?
Man, you already know I'm over here locked up.
What you doing?
Man, I'm sitting here checking out the live right now. I'm about to jump on these charts.
You checking out the live right now?
Yeah, is it? I'm watching it live right now.
Oh, all right, you watching Trappin too. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if you watching it for real, but you definitely made it sound like you watching it, you hear me? And you about to jump on a chart? What chart you about to jump on? What chart you about to jump on?
Say it again.
What chart you about to jump on?
I'm right now, I'm looking at the NASDAQ. I'm about to look at the SPY in a minute.
Bet. Man, I got an idea, man. Like, going into next year, bro. Probably want to see. I know we talked about the educating part with me, you know, when we do the shows. I mean, when we do the workshops and stuff, bro. But, man, I got an opportunity, bro, like, make you the, like, our chart analyst in a Patreon, and you talk to my top 2 groups, bro. How you feel about that, bro?
Man, I'd be more than honored, to be honest with you, bro. Man, I love the energy of everybody from this weekend. I thought it was a lot of love that was shown. I'd love to be able to do that for everybody, man. That'd be great, man. I'll peace on that one.
Oh, good, bro. So, yep, probably like we're gonna get you to come here and sit down, bro. And we'll talk about probably doing a charting class for my top tier or something like that. Like once a month or every other week or something. You feel what I'm saying? So we can just lock in.
Yeah.
We do like a market analysis or something in the Patreon. Just add way more value
that's
to
gonna be
it.
a major game changer, man. I think it definitely will help connect the dots for a lot of people, man, and add on to the value that you bring into the people, man. I definitely see what you're doing with
Yeah.
to them, so I'm on board. I'm definitely on deck, bro.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bro. We'll talk about it, dog. I appreciate you for picking up, bro.
All right, man. I'm on standby. Let me know when you want me to pull up, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Salute, bro. We trapping.
Ah! Let's go. All right, Rob, I feel you, my dog. Rob was like, dog, your community's sick, bro. Like, I love that. All right, so is my chart up? Or do I got to start it over again? I got to start it over or it's up? It's good? All right, so let's get to it, man. All right, so first thing we're going to do is look at the SPY. You know, we ain't got to run this. One thing I was telling them is that people always think they got to start over. You know, a chart is a chart is a chart. And then you have these ideas on a chart, and you want the chart to do what you wanted to do. But in essence, you just let the chart do what it want to do. All right? So right here, first and foremost, I think that's going to be dope for the Patreon, too, just like having those sessions. And again, that's certain stuff that just take me out of doing stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be good. So I'll probably do something like, well, we still do the once a month call, and then yeah. All right, so first and foremost, man, let's just look at what we see right here. And I think this is interesting for us to look at. So we look at the SPY on the weekly right quick, and I want to show y'all something. I showed this in the thing, so we see it touch here, boom, bull market here, touch here, and then we get the tariffs right here. So as of right there, we see everything that's going on in the market. And I was showing them this at the event, right? Like right here, I'm looking at the SPY, right? If I'm looking at the SPY, I see that it really don't have that much room to run, right? It don't have that much room to run, right? Am I making it? I guess I'm saying, do that make sense? Like it don't have that much room to run. Now, will it fall all the way back down to that? I don't think it has to. I don't necessarily say it will. But we do know that this is a major level for us to hold up on, right? And we do know that this becomes a key level for us right there. And if we notice at that, we can say, okay, well, right? And what is that? That's on top of the Twin Towers, right? Notice how I got on top of the Twin Towers and buyers absorbed it. You know, just at the end of the day, notice how buyers absorbed that. It got on top of the top of the Twin Towers, which is a key level, and buyers absorbed it. I don't think you have to really like put too much into it. I think people just make the chart way harder than what it is sometimes by having a lot of stuff on it. I'll go with these two right quick just to show you another idea. You know, for me, I just like to keep it simple. We'll put our 20 on there. We'll put our 50 on there. And then we'll just see where it live at. And we'll just see where it live at. Let's go green. Let's go up. So we see currently, if we on a daily, current price is above your 50, current price is above your 20. Notice that today it used the 50 as dynamic support. It used that 50 as dynamic support, stepped on it. Current price is above your 50 and your 20, which just tells us right now short-term buyers are still in control, but the sellers are threatening, right? I think this morning in the Patreon, I talked about how we tried to dip inside of those Twin Towers. We try to dip inside those Twin Towers, which we want to stay outside of. Notice today we had a end-of-day rally today. That was real dope. How many of y'all saw that end-of-day rally today? Had like a little small end-of-day rally, which got us back on top. Guess I'll take over. In the day rally, we got back on top of that, so that'll be good. I think one of the things that'll really be important, if I'm looking at it, would be if I can get buyers to reclaim this right here. Right? If we can get buyers to reclaim that. And so that was the second low in the lower high in the trend count that came from here. So remember, you hit your high here, and then we created this lower high. I want to reclaim that. I mean, that higher low, I'm sorry. I mean, that lower high, I'm sorry. I want to reclaim that. If we can reclaim that, yep. That look good on that screen, yeah, dog. I like looking at that. If we can reclaim that, we good. And so if you go back to your hourly, what does it look like? We see on our hourly, everything happens first on the hourly. So notice how the hourly is, we above the 20 and we below the 20, and we below the 50. But if we reclaim that 684, 685, I think that's just a pivotal level for us. Today we died off at 677. So if we can reclaim that, I think we'll be good. We call for 680 at the end of the year. Well, we call for 680. We hit our 680, and then we call for 7,000. So I want to see if we can hit that with 2 weeks left. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely interested in seeing if we can hit that with 2 weeks left, especially with this being the last full week. All right, let's go somewhere else, man. Let's go look at something else. Let's go look at these semis, see what they got going on. How y'all feeling in the chat? How y'all feeling in the chat? Let's look at these semis and see what they got going on. Oh, Robin say hi to y'all. B, I got to get y'all right. I got to make sure he do that. You hear me? All right, so let's get y'all in this chat. So if I'm looking at, I think one of the things that's key, if we're looking at these semis, it's going to be important. I'll come from here again. And I think we can just stick to the trend line is important. Just to create that so we have where we going at. Right, just so we know where we going at. Right, I think it's going to be essential here. So we're looking at that, just simple, nothing too harsh, not trying to just overcomplicate it. All right, you see you have a high here. So your high is here. Boom. If you're looking at your semis, then you have this low here. That's going to be essential. That low candle there. I'll look at that. Without doing anything crazy. Without doing anything crazy. You like this. You understand that. Do you see what we did right here? VCR Rob is crazy. Right? So you see what we did here? Nothing too hard, nothing too complicated. Now, mind you, off this low, right? Off this low here, you created another high here. Right, so you came off this low here, you created a high here. Now this is going to be important for us to look at. Why? Because that became, right, and then from here you created this low all the way down here. Now that's right on top of your trend line. So for that, we just mark it off so we know what it is. So I think if I'm looking at my semis, you're looking at, you in a sweet spot right here. Remember, NVIDIA been selling off. Jay Young, what's good, brother? NVIDIA hasn't truly been giving us no fight. AVGO was giving us some play, but they sold off after earnings. And one of the things I talk about in the Patreon today was the fact that I think one of the things that we talk about, because you use the trend line right there, because the trend line is an automatic support, so you don't have to put your support line for me, because the trend line represents the support for that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like a dynamic support, so to say. So yeah, I just use that trend line as a space, and I use that low from that it bounced off from the high as it. But we have been getting a lot of follow through, and I think KLAC got upgraded today, yesterday. But we saw ASML, we saw AVG. I think we have MU tomorrow. So that's going to be interesting to see. I think MU is after earnings tomorrow. That's going to be essential to look at, to see what they do. It's going to be real interesting to see. I don't like using a parallel. I talked about that to my squad. I don't like using a parallel. I'd rather just use it like this. But if that worked, we talked about that Saturday. I don't like using it. But looking at them is going to be essential to see what MU do tomorrow. But one of the things we've been looking at, and I think we'll talk about this tonight, is I'm not saying that NVIDIA isn't the leader. But what I will say is we are watching other companies draw their line in the sand. I think we're watching other companies say, like, we're not going to be dependent on NVIDIA alone. And I think what that does is it slows down that AI concentration in one company. And I think that's going to be essential because NVIDIA is an industry darling, but it also allows, I think that's actually a better outlook for other companies because now the money can be spread out, right? I think that allows other companies to spread out. I think that when you see companies like AVGO say, we're going to compete, when you see companies like that, when you even see companies like Tesla say, we're going to compete, I think that allows, for me, I think that's a good thing because now I don't go into another NVIDIA earnings saying, damn, the market is dependent on NVIDIA, right? I can go into NVIDIA earnings and say, yep, well, Google going to create their own chips and AVGO is creating their own chips and this company is creating their own chips. Well, even though NVIDIA is still the industry darling, the institutional darling, we still see that there's other companies competing, which gives other companies actually an opportunity to. So I think I heard something where Meta say they might get their chips from somebody else, and somebody else say they might go to Google. And so now we're saying, okay, cool, well, they might not be as good as, I'll just use this for example. Like, yeah, I'm not going to Burger King. I'm gonna go to Shake Shack. Or I might go to Wendy's or Sonic or somebody else. So I think that's a good idea. Now, if we could get MU to pop out on earnings, I think that'd be really good for the market as well if we can get them to pop out. So anyway, let's go a little further, man. How y'all feeling in the chat, man? How y'all feeling in the chat? So another one here is NVIDIA. I think this one is easy for us to look at. It's not really hard. If we just look at just levels, I just kind of try to look at like interesting levels that we should pay attention to before we just be investing recklessly. So let's just look at this right quick. So we'll go to the high. We see that, all right? All right? And so we just mark off some key stuff. So first thing come to eye here. All right, so that's going to be interesting for you to look at here. Interesting for you to look at. 164, I'm going to change that color on that because that's key. That's one of the ones I really had locked in. And then you go to the week, the daily, and get some refinement. You go to the daily and get some refinement. You see you created a high here. So now you just created a refinement. Now, what you do got to acknowledge, and you got to be real. When you're looking at this, you got to be real and tell yourself, you see this right here, right? You got to acknowledge that you see that. And then you got to acknowledge that you see this, right? And then you got to acknowledge that you see this. You got to acknowledge that you see those. You got to acknowledge that you see those. You got to acknowledge that you see those. Right? And if you don't acknowledge that you see those, then you in trouble because you're not being realistic with yourself. What you about to say, Sean?
People that might not know, that wasn't here for the 2-day weekend, why might those
I can't hear you.
be important?
I can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. I was saying, why are those highs important specifically?
Oh, because we acknowledging the fact that we see lower highs. We acknowledging the fact that we see lower highs, right? And if we don't acknowledge that, then we lying to ourselves on the chart, right? And we know that those lower highs signal what? A downtrend in the making. So we got to acknowledge that. If we don't acknowledge that, we lying to ourselves. And that ain't what we going to do, right? You can't just be like, yeah, it's about to do this. And you know what I'm saying? Why are those highs important? Because those represent lower highs that are taking place in real time, right? And so that tells us that overall, we 100% see that buyers are not in control. And then some sellers, if I'm being honest with you, see this. And I'm not mad at them for seeing this. Watch this. Some sellers see this, and I'm not mad at them for seeing this. Boom, boom, boom. Some sellers see that. And that is and then you're waiting for that follow through. Right? So you got to look at the tape and say, this is what I see on the tape. Right? You got to look at the tape and say, you acknowledge what you see on the tape. Now, once you acknowledge what you see on the tape, you can say to yourself, okay, because I see that on the tape, what happens? Right? What happens normally when I see a head and shoulders taking place and I see the other shoulder maybe forming? Right? What happens when I see that? Well, that is an early inclination that what? There may be some follow through that pushes it down. Okay, where's the first level? If that's the head and shoulders and that we see that, we're not going to deny it, right? Where's the first level I see it may be coming to? Well, it may hold this support right here at 1. We'll see if it can hold this. It's not as dynamic as the other one, but we'll see if it can hold 169, but we know for sure if it can't hold 169, 164 is en route. So now we say first supply, second supply. I mean, first support, second support. All right, cool. And they say, bro, that's a triceratops. Pascal family. You know what I'm saying? So you tell yourself that. But it is creating a base. It is creating a base right here at this level right here. It is creating a base. I'm not mad at that. But for me, I just like where is like real sturdy supreme, like a support that was created. And we talked about that before. We was in a class. We talked about how a stock can come test a support. You know what I'm saying? So it's going down like Mary J. And so it's just little certain parts like that that really just make you say, all right, cool. So is at 177. Does it get back on 185? Give us some work there. Does it map out the little base that is mapping out right here? Does it come down to 169? Does it drop to 164? Does it drop to 152? That's definitely, we don't want to see it to go that far. But does it come to 164? Right? Does it find some balance at 160? At 169? Like, so those are the things that we look at. And so for me, it's just creating that zone. But then you have 5 different traders will look at the same chart and see different buying points, which is cool, right? It's no real pressure on anybody. Now, if I am that, then you say, okay, Trap, well, let's take it one step further. Let's just take it one step further and say, okay, well, let's just take it one step further for our people and say, okay, well, I can't see none of my damn numbers. Oh, I'm tripping. That China white. That China white. All right. Well, if we put the fib on it from swing high to swing low, and we know that we go from swing high to swing low. We go to swing high to swing low because we see we're in that downtrend. We can't deny that. What do we see? Well, it is under our what? 382. What does that tell us? Short term, sellers are still in control. All right? It tells us that sellers are still in control. We can't deny that. We can't deny the tape. We see what's on the tape. We don't argue with the tape. We don't argue with the tape. We don't argue with the tape. Right? So we got to put another number on us. So I want us to see all my stuff. Right? So now it tells us, if we come to that, it also tells us that what? That 190, 185 area may be a pretty decent area, but we want to get on top of that. So now we need that 190 area would probably be a pretty good area for us. Right? Then they say 150. Sheesh. So you probably want to see it do something like this. If you're a buyer, you want to see it hop on top of here, but remember, it can go down. So you want to see it hop on top of that 185, may come back to that 382 because that's a significant number. You want to see it hop on top of that. That's that one. You want to see it hop there, maybe find some resistance here, come back, because you know it ain't going to do that. So now you say, once it get on top of that 618, now we got a little action. You know what I'm saying? Now you know you got some action. Other than that, we all right. We let the chart tell us what the chart do. We got to respect the chart until the chart show us otherwise. Does that make sense? We got to respect the chart until the chart show us otherwise. Does that make sense? All right, cool. All right, let's get into it, man. We got a lot of show to get into. Let's rock out, man. All right, let's get into it, Jose. Let's get into it. All right, so, we got to go to the portfolio, man. All right, so today, I also got to say this too, man. We sold a couple things, man. So we sold AVGO, we sold TSM, 2 losses, and we took a nice gain on, we broke down the SPY first. We took a nice gain on STX. So we still riding out, hey, man, what we doing? We still riding out ASML. That's good. Not mad at ASML. CrowdStrike sold up on. We got a new damn, I was supposed to cover that. We got a new GEV play. Man, gold sold off on us, man. I ain't like that. We put in the Lily play. That ran up $7,000 a day, so that was really good. We got a Meta play. That Meta play actually turned positive at the end of the day. Meta took a couple steps forward for us today, so we feel good about that. I think the January play, we're going to just rock that out, see what happens. I like the momentum that went into that. Again, these plays out April, May, April, March, so I feel really cool about that. Let's go a little further. Bub, what's up, brother? So we still got the NVIDIA April play up there. That's good. Palantir, my guy Bane was stressing about Palantir 2 weeks ago. He was like, man, this Palantir play is killing me. And then what happens? Old Alex jumped in. Come to find out, though, JP Morgan Chase bought about $3 billion worth of Palantir. So that was big. So then we have a Tesla play we in for February. That's been shaking us up. And then we got into this Tesla play yesterday that really went well. So yesterday we got in a Tesla play, we got in the Eli Lilly play, we got in those two plays that did really good. We sold off on AVGO, we sold off on TSM, we got out of United Healthcare, we got out of Visa. So really like that right quick, got some cash in on the side. So yeah, man, all our plays are out right now. March is the latest, February, March. So I feel like we're in a great position right now. I think that we have to navigate some choppy waters right now. I think we just got some news that there's another Fed that may be in position to win. We got Donald Trump talking about he want to talk to us tomorrow. Ain't no telling what he gonna say. We did have a end of day rally, and notice when we looked at the SPY, yeah, it took a lot of Jay Young said, "Yep, took prop." Yeah, man. And here's why. All the positions at the end of the year kind of be smaller positions for me. It don't be none of those like huge positions. And the reason why is because a lot be happening at the end of the year all the time. So you got institutions who are taking profit from some of the winners and they taking off on some of the losers. They may actually putting some into the losers, less performing stocks. So I typically do smaller positions toward the end of the year, and kind of whatever I have toward the end of the year, I let it just go into January and see what's going to happen with that. And then we just let whatever going run. Now I am watching two companies right now. I am watching Goldman Sachs right now. I was telling Sean that earlier. I'm like, if there's one play I really want to get in, not just off a dip, but I needed to form up, would be Goldman. We ate off Goldman like 2-3 times this year, maybe like 4 times this year. So we definitely waiting on Goldman, not to just be on a dip, but to see it like base up for us. So I definitely want to see what that looked like. So it's kind of what we're looking at right now. Not really tripping on getting on NVIDIA unless it can jump back on top like 185. Other than that, I'm cool with this 210 call and letting it just build back up and do what he got to do. That's what we got right now. We looking at some mid-cap stocks because they've been performing really well. Mid-cap has been doing well. IWM has been doing well. IWM finally broke out of a long multi-year like range. It wasn't even that it was popping up. It's just been in the same range for like a few years. So watching IWM just come out of that range has been really sweet to look at. Looking at some healthcare like that, but really just looking at a lot of mid-cap, some large-cap underperformers. So yeah, that's what we're looking at, y'all. That's it, man. I think just waiting for the end of the year to just see what it's going to do. Still a lot of uncertainty in the market. We saw the Fed just hit us with, they had a $13 billion injection. Now they did a $40 billion injection. And last night they did a $5 billion injection. So we watching that liquidity come into the market. Today was a good bounce, but we also noticing that, I think one of the things that I'm looking at is we noticing that the market is not holding up a lot of like rallies. Like yesterday, the market opened up. You know, you thought it was gonna have a bounce off that low from Friday. It opened up, and did we know by 12 o'clock, sold it off, kind of averaged out during middle of the day. End of the day, closed off today. Started off with a real low day, kind of a lot of selling pressure. Bounced off some key levels, and then kind of got an end of day rally, kind of led by Tesla, led by Meta, some stuff like that. So I just think that we got to just be mindful of, we seeing some really good stocks have great performance, and then they fade too. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the people in the Patreon said something today, and I had to say, I had to tell him about this. He said, man, I just feel like everything I made money on this year was luck. And I said, man, and I always say this to people when they're in the market, and I hope I'm not just talking, because this is important. One thing that'll happen in the market is it'll make you question yourself. right? It'll make you feel like, damn, like, did I do that or was I lucky? Right? And I want you to know something, man. Like, you're not lucky. You saw what you saw and you executed the way you executed. But when I hear like professional traders say, man, this last part of the market been rocky. You know what I'm saying? When I hear professional traders, me and Sean were talking about this. Like when you see professional traders, I'm talking about people who do this for a living, you know, I follow a lot of them. And I just be listening to them. They're like, bro, the last part of this year been rocky. You know what I'm saying? Because we seeing fades, we seeing, you know what I'm saying? We seeing rotation out of tech going other places. Then you seeing this happen. You seeing, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot going on. And as a new trader, as someone that's getting into the game, you'll start to doubt yourself. And that's when the market will eat you alive. Right? And so what I started doing on the Patreon today was, I started just putting screenshots of charts that I was looking at. Like I put the Robinhood chart in and just put key levels on it. And I put, I think I put NVIDIA in there, put some key levels on there. I think I did AVGO, just put some key levels on. I say, man, just study this, right? And the reason why I did that was because if you just thought, the way you win this game, the way you get good at this game, and it's like, you guys just keep looking at charts over and over and over and over. Look at them on a daily, look at them on a week, look at them on a 1 hour, look at them on a 4 hour. That's if you a swing trader. That's what I am. So all my execution gonna come off weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. If you were a day trader, look at your 5 minute, look at your 30 minute, look at your 15 minute, look at your 1 hour. Look at that. If you a futures person, I be telling Sean about futures, like, yo, lock in on your futures too, dog. Like, you gotta look at more and more and more in charts. You gotta look at charts that make you comfortable, charts that make you uncomfortable. You gotta look at, you know, what is your plan? Like, what is your plan? When you wake up every day, do you wake up every morning and just put the charts on and say, shit, you kamikaze on the chart? Or are you looking at some positions? Like, I advise everybody to do this. You should be positioning yourself for the week, Saturday and Sunday. Right, if you positioning yourself for the week, Saturday and Sunday, you got your watch list, you got the key ones you're looking at, and I would look at it like this. You got your starting 5, and then you got your 4 or 5 bench players that you're looking at, right? And so now you got 10 of them that you're looking at. Now you don't care what nothing do outside of those 10, including the major indexes, right? That's all you worried about. So now if something go run up 50%, don't go throw that up, man, I gotta go look at this right now. No, stick to your 10, know your 10. Learn your 10, plus your main 3, plus the IWM, QQQ, SPY. That's what you're looking at. That's your big 3. And then you just keep looking at them all different ways. You look at them all different ways. So now when you're going into the week, you know exactly what you're looking at. You don't care what do what unless it impacts what you're doing. I don't care if this stock run up over here. I don't care if this stock. That's why I never feel like I'm missing out on nothing. I never feel like I'm missing out because if it ain't on my watch list, I'm straight. If it's on my watch list, I'm worried about it. So that's why I just keep recycling the same ones, but I'm looking at all different kind of charts. I'm looking at small caps, looking at mid cap, looking at large cap, looking at mega cap, looking at biotech. I'm just looking at multiple charts, and the more you look at it, the more you keep looking at it, the more you can just open the chart up and say, yep, key level, support, deep support, discount support, I'm good, okay? Then you got people that, look, here's a head and shoulder developing, what happens here? Here's an inverted head and shoulders, here's what happened here. Oh, bam, look at this bear flag right here. Bam, look at this bull flag right here. Bang, look at this trap bias right here. Like, the more you look at the chart, oh, damn, I see that hammer up there, I know what that is. Damn, I see that inverted hammer right there, I know what this is at the top of my trend. Damn, I see this hangman right here, I know. Damn, I see that pin bar right here. Bam, here go where I'm connecting my trend line from. The only way you get there is you spending an hour or 2 on a chart every single day. What books are you reading to help you do that? What course are you looking at to help you do that? What mentor do you have? Look, I'm not even talking about myself. I'm saying, who are you following that can do that? Somebody that's not making you feel small. Somebody, I'm gonna tell you something. Damn, I know I'm talking, god damn. Right? But, so people ask me right now, like, Trap, why you don't show the whole account no more on the thing no more? I said, because I went and talked to a lawyer and he told me that's against compliance if you do that. Because if you showed that your account got $4, $5, $6 million in it, what happens is that's inadvertently coercing somebody to believe that they can get that. I said, what? He said, yeah, you might don't think it's nothing. He said, even if you got the wrong watch on, they can say that you are indirectly making somebody think that they can. I said, wow. So why did I say that? So now most of it is about, bruh, like just chart work. So who are you watching? Watch this. Who are you watching that's not, and this ain't no shot to nobody, but what I am saying is, watch somebody who's teaching you to be better, not somebody who's teaching you to just have their lifestyle. Right? Because once he told me that, I was like, damn, okay. So I'm like, what about that? He was like, no, you can show that because you show wins and losses. That's okay. But you showing the overall is what gets you in trouble. I said, why? He said, because then you are making people look at that and then they now think that's what the goal is. And I said, oh my God. And he said, yeah, you liable for that. And he said, the last thing you want to do is you want them to look at you because when they fight you, they lock everything down and you got to fight them from a broke pocket. So eliminate all that. So keep showing your wins, keep showing your losses. That's what's going to keep you good. This is crazy because if you're in the Patreon, you know that I started doing this a few months ago, maybe about 5, 6 ago. I started saying, no plays ain't guaranteed, trap wisely, results may vary. He's like, because then you not telling people that they're going to win. Like, you can't do that. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But here's what it made me realize. When I started looking at the people that really do this at the high level, that's really, really good, that's what they do. All they talk about is, this is what I'm doing. Yo, he said, I would even tell people you probably going to lose money. He said, that way you take away all accountability. He said, I would tell people you probably going to lose money. He said, I promise you, that's not going to discourage nobody, but it's going to take all the people away from you that. I said, wow. I said, yeah, don't never show that. Don't show that no more. Don't never show it. Last year I was like, right, man, don't never show that no more. And it made me think about something though for us. Go find somebody that's teaching you how to be good at the game so where your aspirations are to be a great trader, not to have this lifestyle. I can't speak for no other industry. I'm just talking about trading. You feel me? So for me, it's just, if you want to learn this game, know that you got to keep on looking at, Sean, let me ask you a question right quick.
All right.
How much do you look at charts?
Every day.
How long? Give me in a 24-hour day, 8 hours of sleep, how long you look at charts?
Probably like 5, 6 hours, maybe.
5, 6 hours. Now watch this. George, I want you to be real with me. How long do you look at charts? Maybe 30, 45 minutes. So watch this. In order for George to be great at this game, he's going to have to do more than 30 and 45 minutes. And he in his mind, he like, bro, I really want to kill this shit. I'm like, bro, you can. Right? But here's what happened. He in the building, he working all day. He probably can get an hour here and there. But then what happens is you got to go home and do it for another hour or two. You feel me? And that's why I asked cuz not to like pick on him or be bad at him. This is a real life example. So you got Sean, who look at it probably 4, 5 hours a day. I got to tell Sean, hey, bro, we got to do homework. But I know he ain't doing nothing crazy. I know what he doing.
Right.
I'm the same way. I just told him, I'm like, bro, last night I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning. Me and my girl went out to eat. We went Christmas shopping. I came home. Once we got inside, I felt like my job was done with her. And I'm not saying this in no bad way. I felt like my job was done. I spent time with her.
I put in work.
I put in my work. I'm saying this realistically. I got home from here. We shot the video. I got home from here. I went home. I said, babe, let's go out to eat. I said, man, let's spend some time together. You hear me? She said, right back. She put some clothes on. Boom. Went to the mall. I did the little stuff for my daughter. Got cousin stuff. We went out to eat. We spent like 3 hours. We got home 9 o'clock. From 9:30 to 1 o'clock. She came down to us and said, hey, Wrap it up. I said, all right, shit, I'm good. My time up.
Wrap that up, B.
But from like 10, 9:30 to, So, you know what I'm saying? What you gonna do that's gonna take you to the next level so the game can change your life? And if you're in a Patreon, there's so much information that going up, but then what you doing on your own? So you got Ab in there, you got myself in there, you got MU in there, you got Belina, you know, she be doing stuff in there, Bud up in there, you got Uncle T up in there. You got so many dope people in the Patreon that's putting up so much stuff, right? And it's cool. Sometimes it can be an overload, but here's what I do know. Those are people who are consistently just like living in a chart. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to get better. They're trying to evolve. And that's what this game is all about. All right, let's go a little further.
While we do that, Benson, throw up the disclaimer for me real quick.
Throw up the disclaimer.
I was throwing it up.
Oh, you was the concept of exclusively watching.
You know what I'm saying? It seemed like the right appropriate time. Now back to the Freedom Index.
Not back to the field. That's a fact. All right, so let's get to the Freedom Index, man. Crowd, Goldman Sachs, Meta, Envy, Nvidia, Palantir. I think I may see if I could get. No, I'm gonna let that ride out. I'm straight. I ain't gonna do nothing crazy. All right, there we go. So that's what we ended our year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 37% year to date on that. And that's what we looking like. So not a bad year. Not a bad year at all. Had some losers, but still end up with a great return. Outperform the market. They like to tell us come to bed. I'm talking about she coming like, hey, let's go. All right. So that's it, man. So this our last full week. We got 2 more half a weeks before the year is out. So let's get it, y'all. All right, now let's get to the information. All right, word on the street. Let's get to it, man. Is a Santa Claus rally on the way? The Santa Claus rally, in case people don't know, the Santa Claus rally is the last 5 trading days of December and the first 2 of January. Put that in. The Santa Claus rally, in case you didn't know, is the last 5 trading days of December and the first 2 of January. Has historically been a strong period for stocks. Since 1950, the S&P 500 has been positive 79% of the time during this window, with an average gain of 1.3% over the past 8 years. It has fallen once, and the final 2 weeks of December have been among the best performing weeks for stocks overall in the last 75 years. With this seasonal strength, some believe the S&P 500 may make a turnaround to 7,000 by the end of the year. So it's the last 5 trading days of December, y'all. So if you're looking for the Santa Claus rally, it's the last 5 trading days of December going into the first 2 trading days of the January. Now, the market usually opens, I think, like January the 3rd. That usually be the first day on the market, like January the 3rd. And so, there you go. So, based on the numbers, here's how it's been looking. Is a Santa Claus rally on the way? Here's how it's been performing. Now, if you know, last year, we didn't get that rally. If you was in the Patreon, we was pissed that we didn't get that rally. We was pissed we didn't get that rally last year. Hey, we was waiting on that rally last year. That rally said, nope, no rally. No rally. So last year we didn't get our rally, man. So we was kind of pissed off about not having our rally last year. So hopefully we can get our rally this year. I like the end of the day rally today. I'm not going to lie. I like the end of the day rally today. I'm not going to lie. Let's go a little further. So here's some people that's bullish. Bitcoin doesn't need a rally. If you invest in Bitcoin now, you won't need to wait to Santa Claus. Bitcoin will always go up. Well, check this out. We appreciate you loving Bitcoin. We don't have no problem with Bitcoin. Shout out my dog, Chris. He just dropped 2 M's on Bitcoin. He dropped 2 M's on Bitcoin. Chris be pissing me off, man. Shit. I'm hitting my little Bitcoin numbers. Boom, I'm hitting my little 30, 40 grand. Got me a couple of them. Here he come. I bought 19 of them. I'm like, God damn, Chris. You know what I'm saying? But that's somebody that put their money where they talk at. And I like that. I'm going to respect anybody because I'm the same way. I'm like, bro, like, I love the market. How much do I love the market? Bro, 80% of my wealth is in the market. I love the market that much, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. So shout out to Chris for that. We don't have no problem with locking in on Bitcoin, man. We love it. So bullish in 2026, some Wall Street estimates for Wall Street's year-end and S&P targets. Ain't nowhere in the world. So you got some people saying the S&P gonna go to 8,000. JP Morgan says 8,000. HSBC says 75. Bank of America says 71. That's interesting. Morgan Stanley says 78. Deutsche Bank. Huh? Deutsche Bank. Because for years I struggled with pronouncing it. It don't even look like that's supposed to say Deutsche Bank, but that's what it says. It says Deutsche Bank. It says 8,000. Now, I'll be real. Depending on what the market ends at, you know, we like to give our prediction early in the year. We like to give our prediction early in the year. We've been right so far the last, 2 years, Jose? Been right the last 2 years. So last year we was right. This year we was right. We said 78. It went to 78. We just said 7,000 to see what that looked like. But our 78 was our one. We just did 7,000, maybe a month ago. We said 78 in January, and we did not change our target. Now, that's the thing. We did not change our target. We said we would hit 7,800. We did not change our target. Even through the terrorists, even through the heart, we did not change our... Man, come on, man. Man, that say Deutsche Bank. That's what the people say on TV, and that's what I'm saying. Deutsche Bank. Jay Young, 77 for you. For Jay Young, you talking about next year? I'm not mad. I want to see where they end at. If we can end the year between 69 and 7, I'm gonna be real with you. I actually think Q1, Q2 not gonna be what people think. I think Q1, late Q1, early Q2 might be a little tough. I think once we get past like April, I think May, June, July might be a banger. That's how I feel. Anyway, let's go a little further. All right. FOMC December. So watch this, y'all. $40 billion in 30 days. The Fed knows something. So I want to break this down to you. So the Fed came out and pumped some money. If you had to start all the way over, how would you go about learning the game again? You know what's crazy? I saw something the other day that Elon Musk said, and that was real good. It made me amazing because I thought I was the only one. I don't like when people ask me that. If you had to start all over, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Took a lot. But if I had to start over, I would do the same thing again. Fundamentals. Master the fundamentals. Once I master the fundamentals, I get into trading. You know, again, I found out day trading wasn't my thing. I went into leap trading. Then I lost a lot of money day trading early on, 2018. I was like, yep, this ain't for me. Got into leap trading. That was my thing. Then from leaps to swing. So that's what my thing would be. Anyway, so watch this. The Fed is pumping. So watch this. First they pumped 17 trillion into the repo market. Then they do the $40 billion. Then they pump $5.2 trillion back into the repo market. Now, let's backtrack a little bit for a second so we can understand what the $40 billion is. So they saying the $40 billion is not quantitative easing. Okay, cool. They called it like something else. They forgot what they called it, right? But what they did was they bought treasury bills. And I think this is a good conversation for people to have. I think this is a good conversation for people to have because people don't understand how bonds work. So what the Fed did was buy treasury bills. So treasury bills are debt loans as well, but it is between 4 weeks and 1 year. That's the maturity date. And the maturity date is the time that you get your principal back. And then you have what's called T-notes. Now, T-notes, which are treasury notes, they are 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, and 10 years, right? They have more stability. And then you have what's called the T-bond, which is 20 and 30 years, right? So the 20-year bonds, 30-year bonds, right? So you have that. And so here's what you got to understand. So the market purchased, the Fed purchased $40 billion in T-bills. So what's going to happen is, that means the Fed, watch this, the Fed printed, because watch this, they don't got to get no money from nobody. So they printed $40 billion in cash. Once they printed the $40 billion in cash, they took the $40 billion in cash and bought assets with it. Now that's crazy. They printed $40 billion in cash out of thin air. They should be teaching you this in college. High school, college, they should be teaching y'all this. Because money, this is crazy. They take the $40 billion and print it. They go to the machine, press the button. Once they press the button, print the money then goes to the stock market or the bond market. Then the bond market, we give them the debt. So the bonds are debt. We give them the debt, and then we pay them little interest on that debt. The government, right? Because the Fed is an individual entity. And if you haven't looked, I remember I told people about this book 5 years ago, and now people, The Creature from Jekyll Island. If you're serious about money, that's the book you should read. So then that money goes into different places. So that money goes into hedge funds, that money goes into the markets, that money goes into banks, that money goes all over. $40 billion, right? And then what happens is, because it's a 30 days, at the end of those 30 days, we got to get that $40 billion back. Or they reinvest it again, right? Would then be $80 billion. They say, you know what? Don't give it to us. Here goes, right? They keep so now the Fed keeps getting money, right? But that money comes into the market. Now, think about this right quick. 2 weeks ago, the Fed did a $13.5 billion repo loan injection. So what does that mean? That's when the market, that's when banks, hedge funds, and dealers, they may need some short-term cash. They need cash right quick. So what they do is the Fed give them that money overnight. So the Fed give them that money overnight, then by in the morning, they get that money back. Short-term, it's quick. So in order to do that, that means somebody needed some money really, really fast. Right? Somebody needed some money really, well, they just did it again. They just did it with $5.2 billion. Yesterday. So there's a lot of money going into the market right there. Right here, the Federal Reserve just pumped $5.2 billion into the U.S. banking system through overnight repos. This is the 6th largest liquidity injection since COVID and surpasses even the peak of the dot-com bubble. Somebody asked, what's the difference between a leap and a swing? A swing is any trade that you're doing that's 10, 11, 12 months to 2 years. A swing is anything from, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 1 month. Then you have deep swings that's 6 months or more. All right, so people like, where the leaps at? Leaps is anything that's 10, 11, 12 months or more. Technically, it's 12 months, but 10, 11, 12 months or more. All right, so we got to think about those injections that's happening right now, which is liquidity that's coming into the market, that's coming in the game. And so we got to just be mindful of what's happening right now. So let's go a little further. All right, leverage your financial funeral. So many more portfolios are about to get obliterated, and I believe this is 100% true. Ashan, did you know this? Watch this. Volatility shares. You know, that's the people that come up with the leverage ETFs, right? You know that? Watch this. They filed for 5x leverage ETFs, stock ETFs, and crypto ETFs. 5x leverage stock ETFs. And here's the one. Look, AMD, Amazon, Coinbase, Circle, Google, MSTR, NVIDIA, Palantir, and Tesla. 5x leverage ETF. Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and XRP. Bro, 5x leverage? That means for every $1 it moves, you get $5. but for every $1 it goes down, you lose $5. And here's what I'm learning right now. And I said this, and people always be like, man, Trap, man, they move the goalpost back every time we get in the game. No. They know most of y'all gonna treat it like a casino. They're not moving the goalpost back. They're not gonna change the game for the people that have really played the game and want to be, but they know most of y'all gonna go on Robinhood and use it like a casino. That's the exact reason why they want 23-hour trading. It's the exact reason why they want 23-hour trading. Because they know you gonna use it like a casino. Now, I don't want the 23-hour trading. I think that's gonna be hell. I got enough watching the screen from 9:30 to 4:30. Right? But here's what I do know. You do that if you want, guess what? You will not get me in them gap downs like that, because now I will make sure Miss Ernest, I'm out of there. You're not gonna get me on a $100 gap down on Meta. You gonna get me on the first, I'm gone. Out of there. As soon as I see that candle forming, out of there. You're not gonna get me on it. Right? So you do yourself a favor. I don't gotta trade at nighttime. Right? But here's what I do know, and here's what they know. They know you're gonna be on it all day, everything, because just like everything else, it's gonna be addictive. Just like casino, it's gonna be addictive. And because you're gonna treat it like it's not real, you're gonna be on it all day, every day. It's gonna hurt way more people than it's gonna help. Same way as this, 5 leverage ETF. Nobody in their right mind not gonna use that. No professional not gonna use that. You're not gonna see nobody that's really good at that using that, but guess who's gonna lose it? Everybody who try to hit a home run every time they got. And look at the stocks that they doing it to. Let's just look at it. AMD, I wonder why. Amazon, I wonder why. Coinbase, I wonder why. Google, I wonder why. MicroStrategy, I wonder why. Nvidia, I wonder why. Palantir, I wonder why. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, I wonder why. Gold, I wonder why. Magnificent Seven, I wonder why. Silver, I wonder why. Semiconductor, I wonder why. SPY, I wonder why. QQQ, I wonder why. These are all the ones that people love to play with. You don't see a JP Morgan. You don't see a Goldman Sachs. You don't see an Eli Lilly. You see technology and precious metals. I wonder why. I wonder why. The only one I'm surprised I don't see on there is Robinhood. I'm just surprised. That's the only one on. I'm like, damn, where Robinhood at? That's the only one. They probably be in the next round. You feel me? This is and I never use this word, but I'm gonna use it right now. This is the dumb money playing field. That's initially what they did. They sat around and said, how can we trap the dumb money? I got it. We're going to open the bank. We're going to open the thing up for 23 hours, and we're going to give them these 5 leverage ETFs all at one time, starting in 2026, Q2. They know you're going to treat it like a casino. That's why Robinhood, watch this, predictive markets on the thing now. Now you can get contracts on what the Fed gonna cut the rates at. What? You get contracts, you buying contracts on, bro, they know how this game about to go. Trap buyers. Let's go a little further, man. What I got against Robinhood? I don't got nothing against Robinhood. I say I wonder why Robinhood 5X leverage not on there. Because that's the other one that they do a lot of. All right, so watch this, man. More 401 millionaires was reported by Fidelity. 654,000 millionaires in Fidelity's 401k was reported this year, and that is a record high. That is a record high, but also Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, and they had one more said the same thing. It said the same thing. Let's go a little further. U.S. household assets hit record high as well surges. U.S. household assets, watch this, U.S. households that own assets are seeing record gains. Watch this. By Q2 2025, equities and mutual fund reached 307% of disposable income, up 43 points since 2019. Real estate climbed to 216%, raising 33 points over the same time period. When including pensions and other assets, total household wealth hit all-time high of 835% of disposable income, up from 55 points in late 2019. In short, assets are winning. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Right? Liquid financial assets as of right now, 307%. Real estate, 216%. Pension funds and entitlements, 146%. Equities and mutual funds, 86%. And then other assets at 80%. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. All right, y'all getting y'all assets up. Let's go a little further. All right, rising stocks and IPOs helped create 287 new billionaires this year. Golly. Imagine that. 287 new billionaires was created this year because of stocks and IPOs. That's crazy. I'm telling y'all the money out here. Look at this. Elon Musk, bro. 630. Look at this man here, bro. This man just hit a $638 billion valuation. Net worth. That's insane, dog. That's insane, dog. That's insane, dog. That dude just smoked everybody. Now, that's with that SpaceX IPO that's coming out next year. That's worth 1.5 trillion that he owned 38% of. Yeah, somebody say after the April bloodbath, 100%, because it only took 2 months for it to recover everything. Now, I think from April, everybody went down. Everybody bought the dip from April, and the market went up 7 months in a row. So, yep. So, bro got a net worth right now of $638 billion, bro. Somebody says actually $684 billion. Oh, well, give or take $1 or $2. I'm pretty sure between 38 and 84, he ain't missing a dime. Bro, 600. SpaceX. Now you got SpaceX. Tesla done hit all-time high. I told y'all, bro wasn't gonna let bro on it. Bro, he light years ahead of everybody right now. Bro, he like 300 and something mil, but God, billion. That's a different kind of feeling, that dog. You think that's pressure?
I think so. I think that's the thing they go after up there. Up
What?
there, it's like, yo, we got some ego in there. Like, let me catch him. That's got to be pressure for them.
You can't catch him. You can't catch him.
I think they go for I think Zuck gonna put forth a try. Nah,
Zuck can't catch him. Zuck at 229 billion, bro. He number 6. It's crazy because look at a small distance between 2 and 6. That's not a lot. Look at that's not that big of a difference between 2 and 6, bro. Than it is between. That's crazy. That's crazy. What you about to say, Sean?
About it, because I'm like, NVIDIA hit 4 or 5 trillion.
But that's a company.
Yeah, but That's crazy though.
Yeah, that's a company. Like, that's NVIDIA as a company. Like, the CEO only worth like 80.
But I'm trying to think, like, if he were to get to 600 billion net worth, Jensen.
Bro, this dude has a net worth that's bigger than market cap of companies, bro.
Countries actually.
Imagine you personally being worth more than like 90% of the stocks on the market. Like, put it in that perspective. There's only a couple of stocks that he not worth more than. Right? Anything that's $1 trillion, he good. But like 500, that dude worth more than like JP Morgan.
How your net worth higher than a bank? That's crazy.
Dude worth more than Nike. He worth more than Nike, cuz. Imagine that. Bruh, net worth is more than Nike as a whole. His net worth is worth more than Disney. Let that simmer for a minute. One person is worth more than like a company that's been in existence for like 50 years. His net worth more than the NFL.
Bet to say he worth more than 500 more than Nike.
He worth 500. Bruh is worth more than, he worth more than an NFL, bro.
How's his Christmas shopping?
He ain't a trap buyer.
I'll get that company.
Boy, it's definitely not a trap buyer. Let's go a little further, man. Damn. Show us the money, man. Scott Besson says Americans are on track to receive the largest tax refunds in U.S. history in 2026, citing upcoming changes that he argues would deliver significant financial relief to households. Bro, I don't want to see it. Because when him and Donald Trump start talking about stuff like this, you know, last time they had something that everybody was going to like, we was in the flushing us off. So I guess maybe this is what Trump want to talk about tomorrow. So here's what people don't know though. Like, even though he has a net worth of 600 or something billion, he don't have that in cash. It's in stocks and assets and valuation for his companies. So like SpaceX is worth 1.5 trillion. He owns 38% of that in stocks. So he has that. So he'll never cash that out. But what he'll do is you get the loan on the stocks to do tax other stuff.
Free. As I was digging in, I was like, oh, tax free. Like literally, they talking about the percentage rate is between 1% to 8%.
Yeah, he get the loan, and here's a crazy part. If he lose money on it, then he don't have to pay nothing on it. He just got to pay it back. And when he make money on it, you only make money on a certain part of it, not on the. Yeah.
And when he died, put that thing in a trust.
Oh, that boy got a trust game that we ain't ever eating much.
Right.
Man, that boy got a trust game on a whole. I mean, you got that kind of money, bro. You ain't even got like the trust that they be talking about on Instagram and all that, bro.
You ain't got the regular people.
Yeah, you ain't got the regular trust, bro. You got some stuff that like the dude who do your stuff, like he probably was born with a IQ of an alien or something. Like, yeah, the dude that, yeah, Miss Janice, he needs somebody like Miss Janice on there, you hear me? He probably got to, and Miss Janice been doing it forever. He probably be like, yeah, you got to go get 8 more years of college.
8 more years.
Like, what, nigga? Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different level right there, dog. Damn. Bro, I would be so paranoid if I had that much money, dog. I would think everybody trying to get me, dog. Golly. Let's go a little further, man. Trump says tariffs are bringing a massive wave of investment. First, Donald Trump says tariff strategies are triggering a major surge President Donald Trump said his tariff strategy is triggering a major surge in investments in the United States, claiming companies are choosing to build factories domestically and avoid import duties. At a White House event, he asserted that tariff-driven policies have attracted over $18 trillion in investment, with firms from Japan, Germany, and Canada increasing their U.S. manufacturing presence. He highlighted Toyota's multi-billion-dollar expansion as an example of described tariffs as a power tool, reshaping corporate decisions and ushering in what he called the new golden age of the American economy. We ain't seen Apple put a shovel in the ground yet. Right? And so we'll see how this look. Now when he says the 18 trillion, he's just talking about people investing. He's talking about Saudis, he's talking about all these company people investing. Now remember, bro, you're only gonna be in office 4 years, 3 more years. At least I think. So remember, Apple said that before he was offered the first time. They said, yeah, we're gonna make this investment, we're gonna make that investment, and they didn't make none of them investments. So we'll see how that goes, bro. I got a question for the chat. Do we think that Donald Trump is making the economy better? Now, if I got a better question for you, do you think, watch this is good. Do you think we will be in a recession before Donald Trump get out of office? That's a good question for the chat, Jose. Right? Do you think that we will be in a recession before Donald Trump get out of office? I'm talking about a full-on, like, oh, it is a recession. I'm talking about, like, it's a recession. Everybody, bro, came back. Everybody, came up. Do you think that we will be in a recession by the time Donald Trump get out of office?
George said, that's funny. You think he getting out of office?
Huh?
George said, it's funny. You think he getting out of office?
Yeah, he gonna get out of there. He gonna get out of there. You know why he gonna get out of there? Because too many young people won't be in there. People like J.D. Vance won't be in there. You got some people that won't be president. They gonna fight for that. Now, they might let you do all the crazy. They won't be in that chair. Everybody won't fight the power. Everybody won't feel that chair. That's Joe why he didn't want to get out that chair. Joe knew he was too old to get in that chair. All right, let's go.
Peace. It's YRU Gerald, and I'm trapping for sure, especially coming off my first trade workshop. 2 things that stuck out to me, dealing with that supply and demand, and then just being able to identify the volume. I feel like I was trading on a lot of weak volume and I was getting smoked, but no more. You know what I'm saying? Now what I learned, I'm going to take it to the next level. 7-figure trader, I'm speaking that into existence. So the question that I wanted to ask at the workshop is, when you're dealing with liquidity grabs, so someone who is risk averse like myself, right? What other previous candles would you use so that your stop loss isn't so easily triggered? And if for whatever reason you do get stopped out, what do you need to see in order to get back in? Or are you just saying like, yo, once you get stopped out, it's like on to the next trade? Peace.
That's good. So the question is, like, what liquidity grabs? So you know that. So also I want to make sure we understand about those liquidity grabs. So the wick itself isn't the liquidity grab, right? The wick tells us that orders have been taken from there. It's underneath the wick. And why is it underneath the wick? Is because we know now that becomes a key area where most retail traders do what? Put their stops. And so what the market does is, because the market understands that most people putting their stops under those previous week highs, under those previous week lows, under those previous day highs, under those previous day lows, at those equal highs, under those equal lows, at those trend lines. Because the market understands that people put their stops right there, the market says, hey, I need this to go where I need to go at. So one of the things that I say is you either gonna have one or two ways. You either gonna be one of three ways. Either you're gonna be tight on your stop, you're gonna be wide on your stop, or you're not gonna have no stop. Now, I'll be honest with you. Either way it works. It's all about your discipline. So either you gonna have, and what I mean, let's dig a little deep into that. So if you're gonna be tight on your stop, that mean, you're gonna use that key level. You're gonna use that previous high. You're gonna use that low. So like you'll use that high when the market creates that all-time high, that previous all-time high. You're gonna use that, or the market gonna create that previous all-time low, or there's little nuances in there. You're gonna use that. You're gonna either be right on it, you're gonna be a couple dollars off it, or you're gonna be 5% off it, or so some people be trying to outsmart it. I say, you know what, I'm gonna go a little lower than this because I know they're gonna try to grab me $2-3 away from it. But remember, when you think about that, you think about it in zones, right? So there's no real cookie cutter number in where you're going to put your stop at. Again, most people use their stops right there because that just keeps them disciplined. You know what? I'm right under here. I know one thing, if it hits this, I'm good. Some people say I'm gonna come off it a little bit because I know it might try to grab my bread. I'm good. Some people just mentally say, yo, once it hits this number, yo, I'm out of there. No ifs and buts about it. That's still a grab, because even if you're doing a mental stop, they done grabbed you and got you out of that position. So I think more than anything, but I think that is safety, right? If the number one goal is to preserve capital, then I don't think you should be against it. I think what you need to see is once you get robbed, you want to see what key level that you needed to go back on before you get back into that trade. So does it have to get back on top of this structure? So remember we showed those, if you go look in the beginning of the show, or if you're in a group, look at those break of structure areas I put up. And we talked about NVIDIA. And I said, yo, I would need it is at 177. I was like, yo, I would need it to either be on top of 188 or 190 because it gets back on top of a structure. Once it gets on top of that and I get a candle close, you're like, okay, I see this going this way. So for me, it would be, what structure does it have to go back on? What is it, the nearest structure? Do you need to see it get on top of your Fibonacci certain level? Does it have to get on top of your equilibrium? Does it have to get on top of your 382? Does it have to reclaim a certain structure point? So there's no cookie cutter answer to that. It all reverts back to who you are and what's your system to trading. For me, because I mentally do it, it's okay if it does that. Like I'm even looking at the AVGO play. I'm like, all right, we got out of that play here. I'm cool with that. TSM, it got out of that play. Cool, I'm cool with that. What does it have to reclaim for me to feel like, all right, I'll get back in this play? Because I don't look at it like, oh, if I got burnt once, I ain't never gonna revisit it. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at it like that. Like, it happens to all of us, right? Like the market, like I'm pretty sure Bill Ackman done traded Netflix again after Netflix hit him for $400 million. I'm pretty sure he traded it again after it hit him for $400 million. You know what I'm saying? So it's, I don't know what you're saying. It's all about what key level, what structure, or what that you need to get on for it to be back to you. And I hope that wasn't, I hope you don't feel like I was talking in circles to you, but I was essentially, what key level, after it triggers it, what key level do you need for it to get back on? Again, is it a fib level? Is it your SMAs? Is it your market structure? Do you need to see it hit a supply demand? All of those things, make sense. So, yep, that's how I feel about that, brother. Let's go a little further.
What's up, Trap? This is your boy Mike PI. PI standing for Profitable Investor. First of all, I want to say, man, I appreciate you for the game that you're giving. I appreciate you for the love that you're showing, and I appreciate your response to the comments. So let's dive into it. So you got this term that's floating around the AI trade that's called circular financing trade. Circular financing trade. All right. And some examples of this is where you have NVIDIA creating partnerships with different companies, and that's allowing them to take equity and streams of revenue from that company, like OpenAI, just recently Synopsys, Anthropic, CoreWeave, and Intel. All right. There's OpenAI. They needing financing. So they giving equity up to Microsoft, NVIDIA, SoftBank and Oracle teamed up to get that equity up out of them. You also got AMD that's trying to secure sales from OpenAI. So they're willing to give up a potential 10% stake in their company. And then you have NVIDIA and Oracle collaborating to build out the sovereign AI solution for government and enterprise worldwide. So they call it circular financing deals. But could this be a form of mergers and partial acquisition amongst the AI trade? Man, shout out to the Trap. Shout out to my team. And it's really going down in size.
Shout out to Mike P.I., man. So, and Trappers Anonymous, we doing the thing in there, man. And Mike then won it, I think. They won the first challenge. They was on process of winning the second challenge. That's huge. That's my Texas Trappers right there. So shout out to Mike, because he in both groups. Mike been with me for a minute, dude. So shout out to Mike. Yep. So, circular financing that's interesting too, because when we think about OpenAI, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm really looking at this company like it's gonna hurt a lot of people. And the reason being is because when you look at the money that two things. One, here's the crazy part. I'm not worried about NVIDIA like I'm worried about what OpenAI can do. And the reason being is because companies like NVIDIA also just produce real money. Right? They have real money. I don't care what everybody, they got this, they produce real money. There's a huge demand for it. The issue with NVIDIA is they have the demand, but it's connected to also, we got to create the energy, right? So the CEGs and the GEVs and those companies can create the energy but that's going to be with AI around the world. Like, there's going to be a huge energy constraint for sure. But you got to think about the other things that NVIDIA do to create money. For OpenAI right now, their chatbots and some of the other stuff that they do, they produce revenue, but they don't produce profit, right? And that's going to be the huge thing when it comes to them. Like, they're not profit driven. And so when you think about companies like that, any type of chatbot, any type of consumer AI tool, any type of vertical AI service as a software, they're not profitable right now. So the only people that we see that's really profitable in the AI space is the NVIDIA, it's the AVGO, in a small scale, you see AMD has eked out some profits, right? These are the big boys, TSM, but they not on that version of it. So companies like that have real revenue, they are strong because, think about it. AVGO reported earnings, year over year is up 70% than what it was the year before. And what did they come out and say? Yeah, but we probably ain't gonna see no money from OpenAI for like 2027. That's why the stock fell. But everything semiconductor is up big. So NVIDIA makes money from a lot of semiconductor stuff, and so that's it. So that circular, even with Oracle is not, that's their biggest issue right now, is because you ain't been profitable for 5 years. Right? And so that's the big issue with Palantir, is profitable. Rightfully so, they're profitable. The issue is, and because these companies have AI labs, data centers, chip demand, infrastructure, these companies are powerful. But think about it from this perspective. Like AI right now, when it comes to infrastructure, if you go look back at this thing they call the Men Who Built America. Mike, I got you on this question, but it's bringing me full circle. I got you. Go look at the Men Who Built America, and you'll see like the same thing happened with railroads, the same thing happened with electricity, the same thing happened with the internet, the same thing happened with mobile phones, right? There's a huge infrastructure that has to be built. And then there's companies that have a lot of money that was already successful before that can get into it. And then there's companies like OpenAI. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, and I could be wrong, I don't see them producing the kind of profitability that they need, which is why they're giving up a lot of equity. but they still got to produce a lot of money. And so that may end up being, he may end up losing more of that company than he think. Now, I've never been a person that has to deal with that, but I remember he was on a show the other day, maybe 2 weeks ago, and my guy asked me, hey, what's up with this? He was like, hey, bro, if you want to sell your shares, sell your shares, but he ain't answer the question. It's like, where you going to get the profitability for in the next 2 years? You got to come up with like $700 billion, bro. You're not even profitable. And it's because they need so much money, and you got to come up with a framework. And I think, I'll be real with you, and I may be wrong, but I'm going to put this out there and say this. They could have a Lehman Brothers type effect on the market if they don't produce. Right? And the reason why I say it's not a bubble is because the companies that produce, like AVGO is a real company that's making real money. NVIDIA is a real company that's making real money. Google is that's why it was such a threat. Because now you got a company like Google who's saying, nope, we're going to create this, which is not so much as a direct competitor to NVIDIA, but it's a 100% a direct competitor to OpenAI. Because of the search, because of the chatbot, because of the Nano Banana, because of the Gemini, it's a direct competitor, and they profitable by far. And they don't need the Gemini to make money, because YouTube make money. Search still makes money. The other stuff they do still makes money. Waymo still makes money. Waymo is actually competing with Tesla. With the robot, so that's why I don't think it's a bubble, but this one company has so many different, it done webbed itself in so many different companies to where he gonna give up I think it could have a Lehman Brothers type effect, because the market only needs a couple companies to be successful, but because this company is pushing so many things and it's the big dog of it, I think that can lead to so many other stuff. So with Mike, yes, a 100 can be, it can lead to a mergers and acquisitions. That's inevitable, because think about it, the market only needs so many companies to win to say that it's legit, right? And so now with so many, when you only need a couple companies to win, guess what happens now? You forced into a situation where you got to do what? Merge. You forced into a situation where you got to give up 50% of what you got, because you're going to be a trap buyer. You trapped. And I think that space, you got so many big dogs. You got Amazon saying they're going to do this. Elon Musk is worth $638 million. And guess what he just said? NVIDIA, I won't make my own chips too. I'm coming for you. Because nobody wants to be under the constraint of one company. Here we go. Elon Musk, bold claim. Tesla will dominate the AI chip production. What? He worth $638 million. You tell me he ain't got 3 years to make this out? He already told Apple, you better watch out, because I'm about to create a phone too. Look at it. Elon Musk tells plans to manufacture more AI chips than every other company combined, backed by a major hiring push for elite chip designers. He revealed that Tesla has an advanced in-house chip engineering team for years and has already deployed millions of custom AI chips across vehicles and data center. Tesla is currently shipping its AI4 chip, finalizing A15 and beginning early work on A16, with a goal of releasing a new chip design every 12 months. Elon Musk says the long-term target is clear. Tesla will outproduce the entire chip industry. Who gonna tell him he lying? You know why they don't give him the money? Because he got a $638 billion net worth. He already going out of space. Guess what he gonna do with that? We're gonna create a data center out in the space. The man don't fail. He is successful at what he put his mind to. And so it's stuff like this that makes you say it's not a bubble, because they got companies that saying, yo, I don't want to rely on just that. I don't want to rely on just that. I don't want to rely on just that. And that puts more pressure on everybody in the space. So yes, Mike, I can see that happening when it comes to a merger and acquisition play, because what the circular financing also does is it increases valuation to companies that don't deserve it, but at the same time what it does is now you have companies like Tesla and Google saying, no, we're gonna create our own, and then puts OpenAI back under pressure. Which, mark my word, they're gonna have to go IPO real soon, because that's gonna be the only other way to get money to do this thing. So, yep. I know that was a lot, but let's go. These private companies could amount, look at this, these private companies could amount to 2.9 trillion in IPOs in 2026. SpaceX, 1.5 trillion. OpenAI, 500 billion. ByteDance, 400 billion. Anthropic, 183 billion. Databricks, 134 billion. Stripe, 106 billion. Think about it. Elon Musk, what I told y'all, like OpenAI gonna have to go public because he not gonna be able to get no more money from nobody else. He's gonna have to go public because he need money. Because you owe so much money. You using Microsoft Cloud, you're gonna need money for that. That's like 350 billion. Oracle is supposed to be creating some stuff for you, but they not in the good neither. They taking on too much debt. That's why I don't even see how your boy is still in the top 2. I thought he fell off because that thing done cost so much money. But Elon going crazy. Look at this, Mag 7 activity, right? Buying and selling. $817 million went into buying NVIDIA. $145 million went into buying Amazon. $618 million went into buying Tesla. $157 million went into buying Google. $88 million went into buying Microsoft. Watch this. $97 million went out of Apple and $8 million went out of Meta. This is what's happening right now. Let's go a little further. How y'all feeling in the chat? Here's what I talked about the other day. Here's what I talked about earlier in the day. JP Morgan bought 18.5 million Palantir shares worth $3.3 billion. And they started buying it right after Thanksgiving. Google, also watch this, Google may have the best investing track. Yo, when you look at Google investment track record, them Nas and KD, they go crazy. Whoever informing Nas and KD, I need that person on my team. I need that, the same person who was telling Kobe, I need them people on my team, yo. I need them on my team, yo. They go crazy. So watch this. Google invested $50 million in Android, $200 billion. They invested $1.5 billion in Google. I'm gonna say this, YouTube probably had to be, well, they crazy. I thought YouTube was probably their best investment, but look at this. They bought YouTube for $1.8 billion. Watch this, bro. Like a couple years later, it was worth not even 5, like 3 years later, 3 or 4 years later, $300 billion. DeepMind, $500 million, became $100 billion. My God. Stripe, $100 million, $70 billion. SpaceX, bro, that had to be the best investment. God. Bro, they invested $12 billion in SpaceX in 2015. $1.5 trillion valuation. Plus they got wins in Uber, CrowdStrike, Slack, and ASTS. Somebody gotta let me in. Somebody gotta let me in, bro. You know what I gotta do? You know what my goal is for 2026, bro? Networking. I gotta go network some more in 2020. I gotta go put the suit on. I gotta go put the suit on, man. I gotta go talk to John Hope Bryant a little more. Yeah. I gotta go do some more
Sit
talking.
in the meetings.
Huh?
Sit at the table.
I gotta go sit at the table, bro. I gotta go sit at the table, bro. Man, I got a couple $100,000 to invest, bro. And you don't need, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You don't really be needing that much. Bro, you just be needing like 6 figures. They be like, bro, here goes 6 figures, bro.
They
Like,
let you behind the curtain.
I don't even need it for 5 more years, bro. I'm straight. Bro, imagine investing in SpaceX in 2015. Here goes 6 figures. We 10 years back, and now you like, damn, bro, that 6 figures is 50 million. Damn. Look at this. Google's $900 million bet on SpaceX. Google may have pulled off one of the greatest investments of all time. Google's investment in SpaceX could be worth $110 billion if SpaceX reaches a $1.5 trillion valuation, and it will. Back in 2015, Google invested $900 million into SpaceX, securing a 7.5% stake when the company was valued at $11 billion. Bro, imagine investing $900 million, bro. Imagine investing $900 million, bro. Damn, and then you get 7.5% stake. Them boys about to be paid. Damn, dog. That's crazy, bro. And they got me over there trying to fight for a 24-hour freaking, man. Bro, they gotta let me in. I gotta start networking, bro. I gotta start networking, dog. All right, let's go. SpaceX 2026. So Elon Musk could become the world's first trillionaire as SpaceX moves toward a 2026 IPO targeting a valuation of around $1.5 trillion, with Musk owning roughly 42%. Bro, this nigga's so rich. This nigga's so rich, bro. I just need to get this rich, bro. With Musk owning 42% of the company, such a valuation will push his net worth past the $1 trillion mark. Offering is expected to be the largest IPO in history, surpassing Saudi Aramco's record listing. Investing optimism is driven by SpaceX's rapid Starlink expansion and Starship's progress, both seen as key to future space-based data centers and long-term Mars ambitions, dog. Bro, I want everybody to look at this. Is he the first trillionaire? Bro, I could care less. I could care less. Right? Here's what I want us to realize. Imagine Google saying, watch this. I'm gonna put something on y'all right quick. I'm gonna put something on you right quick. Imagine Google saying, yep, we're gonna take $900 million in 2015 and just park that over there. This 2015, bro. I want you to think about this. We in 2025. Imagine them just saying, hey, here go $900 million. Go and sit that in there.
Let it simmer for 10 years. Crock pot.
Crock pot. Go and stew that thing. 10 years. Bro,
Tendernism.
think about this, bro. 10 years ago, Bro, the world ain't look nothing like it look right now.
Right.
900 million and say, hey, sit that there, I'm good. Do your thing. Oh, yup. Bro, that's gonna be what? How much? Go back a little bit. It could be worth how much? Go back one bit. Bro, 900 million cooking for 10 years could be worth 110 billion. This is what I'm talking about. People ain't worrying about going to no Black Friday sale, man. Come on, fellas. Come on, man. Ah, damn, bro.
You worried about a TV.
You worrying about a mattress, man. Worrying about a Sony TV, man. Worrying about Madden 2026.
The Jordans.
People done dropped
new
900
Jordans.
M's. And I know what you're saying. Trap, ain't nobody got no 900 M's. Bro, you gotta listen. That just hurt my head, dog. This is why we gotta play the game, bro. That's buying whole at its best. That's what that is. That's buying whole at its best. Bro, a lot of us, here's something crazy. I remember, bro, I bought Microsoft stock when it was $83. I'll never forget that, bro. I still own it. And this is what I be talking about, like when it comes to investing, bro, like we gotta be compounding. We gotta be compounding it, bro. Let's go a little further. I ain't even gonna stick on that, bro. Let's go. I made my head hurt, man. Let's go a little further. What did it say? Elon and Jeff Bezos are racing to build AI data centers in orbits as Earth's power grid struggles to support raising compute demand. SpaceX is raising...
This is like something off of the Avengers. Something Tony Stark's trying to make. That's how Ultron came. That's crazy.
SpaceX is raising $30 billion for orbital compute stations. Blue Origin has developed its own space AI infrastructure, and even Sam Altman tried to buy a rocket company to join. Come on, man. Come on, man. Now, Sam Altman, OpenAI ain't even making no money. This shows you how the game go. OpenAI not even making no money. And guess what he try to do? Buy a rocket to go out there. But no, come on, we need some special finance, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Bro worth $638 billion. And guess what he just tried to do? He ain't said, look what he said. I ain't about to spend my money. What? Look what he said, Jose. We gonna raise.
We gonna do fundraiser.
Not using my network. I'm gonna go raise another 30 billion. You know why? Because y'all know I'm successful. When you got a successful pedigree, it's easy for... Let's go back, PayPal. Come on. When you got a successful pedigree, it's easy for people to buy in. And all you're gonna say is, 30 billion, I need to hold that for like 10 years. And guess what they're gonna say? Say less. Then you're gonna look back in 2036 and say, yup, he went from this $30 billion, now we're $1 trillion. Let's go a little further, man. God, that's some good money, man. Let's go a little further, man. God. That's great.
Let's say we're looking on the daily chart. Stock gaps up. I draw out my rectangular box. Now I'm looking to see if it falls back into the zone. I usually use this, especially on plays that I might miss of yours where it runs up quick. I wait for it to come drop back in that zone. When we draw out that box, is it only considered filled if it's filled in that time frame? So for example, I draw it out in the daily, it never gets filled. Even if it's, let's say it's 2 weeks back. I know it can take any amount of time to fill, so that's why I'm asking. It doesn't ever get filled. But if you go to, let's say, a lesser time frame, the 4 hour, it doesn't actually show the gap there, but it shows your rectangular box being filled. Is this considered a gap fill? Or is it one of those situations where it only counts if it's on the same time frame? Or does it get weaker if you find it on another time frame? Then it's probably less likely that it's going to hit your time frame, although it may still. Let me know. Again, man, peace and blessings, man. We made it through the year. Can't wait to get through the next one.
Let's go, King. Let's go, King. Let's go, King. So yeah, so like you may not have, remember each time frame presents different data. So like let's say you might not have a gap on a weekly, but you have a gap on a daily. Or let's say you might not have the gap on a daily, but you have the gap on the 4 hour because the daily is one whole candle and then your 4 hour is 2 candles, right? So that's why you use that. Now, I typically don't pay attention to gaps like on 15-minute time frames or nothing like that. But if I have a gap on my daily, for sure, like if it is gonna be a gap there as well on the 4, remember, all it has to do is touch it. Like people think like it has to go all the way through there. Once a wick touches it, it's actually been violated. Now, if it hits it twice, that means it's even more violated. Anything more than that is null and void after that, right? So I want you to keep that in mind as well. Like, it don't have to keep on hitting it. So if it comes in one time and it goes on it's even better. Now, I'll be real with you, I'm not the person to talk about fair value and all that. All I go with is liquidity pools, you know what I'm saying, imbalances. That's my thing. I stick to the bases. I stick to what the OGs stick to. And so, yes. So if it's a gap on your 4 hour, it's probably gonna show up on your 1 hour as well, but it may not show up on your weekly, you know what I'm saying? Because that's more data inside of there collectively. It may not show up in your daily, right? But definitely, if it does do that, I'm paying attention to it. I'm definitely want it to be filled. Now, here's the thing. All gaps don't get filled. You know what I'm saying? All gaps don't get filled. But if I see it on my daily or my 4, I'm respecting the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? But all gaps don't get filled, right? And so don't always think that they got to come back down to it. That shit can run up and don't never come back to it, right? Because there may be some things that happen on top of it that causes it not to get filled. So let's just keep that in mind for that. So, yep, if it's on my daily, if it's on my daily, I'm paying close attention to it because it's gonna probably show up on my 4 hour. But if it wicked once or twice, we good. So I hope that answers your question, OG. I hope that answers your question, man. I appreciate you, King. What we got? All right, so Disney has become the first major studio to partner with OpenAI Sora platform, allowing its fans to create short-form videos and images using 3D characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. The 3-year agreement also makes Disney a major OpenAI customer and investor, including a $1 billion equity investment, and plans to integrate OpenAI tools into Disney and internal workflows. Talent, likeness, and voices are included. Fan-generated content is expected to launch in early 2026, with both companies stressing responsible AI use and strong projection. Bro, I think Sam Altman got to be the best salesman of this generation right now, because he's selling the crap out of OpenAI. He's selling the crap out of that. I don't know what that, I mean, it's giving Disney likeness to it. It's giving Disney access to it. Disney drop $1 billion in equity investment for it. He gonna need it. He gonna need it. And let's talk about Netflix right quick before we even from here, because I think this is gonna be important too. So subscription costs for streaming platforms are soaring, right? Trap buyers right here, because y'all want this, y'all want that, right? Y'all don't want ads, right? Y'all don't want the ads. So watch this. HBO Max, Hulu, Disney, Netflix, Peacock, Apple TV, and now Paramount have all raised rates as sports rights surge and platforms reshuffle their lineup. HBO Max even dropped the NBA games and will remove CNN's live stream while increasing its cheapest tier to $10.99. Let's go a little further, right? Because they know streaming is it. They know streaming is the game. Right? So a lot of your old ones is getting put out of TV, they're getting put out of business so that what? The new companies can, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a matter of time before we see the Super Bowl or the Olympics. Watch. 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 Netflix is investing $1.7 billion to turn a former 4th Monument Army base in New Jersey into a massive state-of-the-art film production campus. The first place includes $903 million for major sound stages across 29 acres, creating a secure, fully enclosed studio where Netflix can produce everything in-house. A second phase adds $848 million for office towers, production facilities, and help it in tourist attractions. Backed by major state tax incentives and a 10-year commitment, the project marks Netflix's bold push to reshape the future of film production on East Coast. Think about this. They started off mailing us DVDs. They started off mailing us DVDs. Then they went a little further and said, hey, streaming services, they now about to add 30 video podcast lineups for 2026, including the influential Breakfast Club is going to. Shout out to my guy, Charlamagne. All right, the Breakfast Club is now going on Netflix. This is the game. This is the game. This is the game.
They got Joe and Jada on there too. I just saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Joe and Jada, yeah.
Trapper Tuesdays.
Well, Peacock is already a part of a big, I'm talking about like Netflix or Amazon. When I say streaming, I'm talking about like Netflix or Amazon. When I say that, that's what I'm talking about. Like you're gonna see Netflix or Amazon on there. Watch this. So this the one, this is good right here. Watch this. When I saw this, I said, yeah, I like it. So Warner Brothers poised to reject Paramount bid and stick with Netflix. So Warner Brothers Discovery Board, so mind you, Paramount said, yo, we don't want to do that. Paramount went straight to Warner Brothers Board because they felt like the people in charge overlooked them, right? Watch this. Warner Brothers Discovery Board is preparing to advise the shareholders to reject the Paramount hostile takeover offer and remain with the already signed deal with Netflix. The board views Netflix bid as more secure and better financed, while Paramount offer depends on a heavy new debt load and will force Warner Brothers to pay a large breakup fee to exit the Netflix agreement. Under the fiduciary requirements, directors must weigh financial strength, deal risk, and long-term value. And they currently see Netflix option as the safer play. This is a play for media right here. Think about this. Larry Ellison already has Oracle, and who is their cloud serve? TikTok. So he already got that. His son is on the board of what? His son is the CEO of what? Paramount. Paramount, if they get this deal, they get to get all that stuff, all that media catalog. So they offered them $30 a share, which came out to be whatever, but they had to get financing from Saudi Arabia and all these other people. Netflix said, we don't need all that. We'll give you $28, $27 a share, but all we want is 3/4 of the company. We want the studios and we want this. But there was a big, I think, $5 billion breakup fee. If like the deal don't go through or something, they would have to pay Netflix like $5-something billion. They don't got that money. This is billions happening in real time. And I'm going to keep my eye on this because I want to see how this work out. Paramount try to get Donald Trump involved and everything. Paramount tried to get Donald Trump involved. They try to get everybody involved. And Netflix was like, bro, we ain't need much. Tripping. Now, it's going to be an uphill fight because Netflix because here's the reason though. They understand though, if Netflix get this Warner Brothers deal, it's a done deal on the way Hollywood operate. For sure. They already make more money than the box offices anyway, combined. We watching the reshaping of the movie industry, and it's been on since the pandemic. So I'm definitely rooting for Netflix because I like to see the old guard get overthrown. I like to see them fight for it. Squirm, fight, but you dead. If Netflix get this, it's over. Because guess what's going to happen next? I already know what's going to happen next. Amazon going to get one. Amazon going to say, hey, come here. Let me get that out you, dog. Add that to Prime. Now you ain't even going to the movies no more. Now you ain't even going to the movies no more. Let's go a little further, man. What we got left?
Hey, what up, Trap? Thanks, Jose, for taking my question. And so my question is, I also follow ET. I watch the Secret to Success podcast regularly. I also make the, in-person events when I can. Since you have greater access to him as your personal mentor, what's the best piece of advice he's given you pertaining to your career, your relationship, and your family that you've been able to use, in the last 6 months or so? Also, my second question is, as we begin to elevate, make a little bit more money, how do you know who to keep in your circle, who to let go, and also who to bless financially when that opportunity does present itself for you to be a blessing? Thanks again for all you do. Love.
Hey, if I'm mistaken, boy, that's a Republic Services hat. Republic Services is a trash company. How I know? I hopped the truck before. I hopped the truck before. Trap hopped that truck before. Hey, cuz, they don't know. They don't know, cuz. They don't know, cuz. I hopped that truck before. Trap done, hey, bruh. I done hopped that truck before. Fresh home, look. Woo-hoo! Come on, man, you too slow. Run that thing, man. You too slow, man. Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, going in the yard, everybody in the yard. You gotta act. That ain't no easy job. You did it before? Bro, you don't automatically get on the truck. You don't automatically get on the truck. You gotta go to the yard, and there's 50 million people out there. The only person that's guaranteed the truck is the driver. That's the only person guaranteed the truck. He the driver. He get to say who he want. And a lot of times they like to stick with their crew. They like to stick to the people that they had. But because trash is always more and more and more, they keep getting more and more trucks. And so you gotta be like, hey, bro, what's up? You gotta go early. It be pitch black out there. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Man, come on, man. Trap done, come on, man. You better stop playing with me, man. I've been out here, yo, Jose.
That's crazy. Look, I always respect them.
Out here, that ain't no for sure. You might come on some days like, babe, I ain't get on the truck today. And you know that about 8 o'clock. It don't take long. You know that about 8 o'clock, so you got to get cool with a couple drivers. Hey, bro, you need somebody? You need a hopper? You need a hopper? Boom. Once you get on, you got to be asking them to, hey, bro, let me rock with you tomorrow, bro. You saw it. You really be auditioning for a job every day you out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I did that for a stretch, cuz. Outside, man. Come on,
Let's
man.
go.
Don't play with Trap, man. Come on, man. I've been outside, man. B, you ain't even know that, B. Come on, man. You ain't even know that, B. Come on, man. I've been in the trenches for real. I don't know. All right, let's go left first. All right, so one, best advice E.T. ever gave me was you one mistake away from losing it all. So be a better decision maker. Stuck to my head, never forget that. You one mistake away from losing it all. So get better at decision making. And then he didn't just say me, he said, the reason why I'm so close to God, Trap, because I know I'm still one mistake away from losing it all. He said, that's why I honor my wife the way I honor. That's why I honor my kids the way I honor. That's why I treat the people around me. He said, I ain't the best. I still got a lot of growing to do, but I always understand that I'm one mistake away from losing it all. One mistake away from losing it all. Key thing. His next question was what?
Oh, he said, how you know who to bless in your circle, who to keep around you also.
Shit, man.
When you getting that money.
Ask my people how I am now. I don't like no. I was just mad to hear that people was in here to come watch the show. Discernment, man. Like discernment, bro. Like you know what make you uncomfortable. You know what don't make you feel right. Follow that. Jose, I'm gonna tell you, everybody around me tell you, I say no all the time. Nope. It's because I want people to second guess asking me shit. Right? And if you don't get comfortable with saying no, like that's one of the things. Like I'm cool with saying no. That's one thing. Why? Because if you don't know how to say no with no explanation, I'll say no with no explanation behind it. I'm not explaining myself. No. Right? So that's one thing that's going to protect you. Right? Second thing is knowing who to say yes to. Right? Knowing who to. So one, you don't want people comfortable with coming and ask you everything because I'm not your scapegoat. I'm not the person you come to when things going wrong in your life and ask me to help build you out. You know what I say? Man, that's between you and God. My favorite line, man, that's between you and God. I don't got nothing to do with that. Right? So don't, because people will judge your pocket based on what they got to do. No, man, I'm straight. I don't got nothing to that, man. And can you know that's between you and God, fam? I don't got nothing to do with that. And God ain't put in my spirit to help you. He ain't put that in my spirit. That's two. Second thing is know who to keep around you. And when I say know who to keep around you, it's because, one, you know if somebody, like, I'll be honest with you, I done come too far in my life to be uncomfortable around anybody. I done made it too much in my life. And if I tell somebody like, hey, bro, like, you can't, I don't want to be around you. It ain't because I don't like you or nothing like that. It's because something about you don't make my spirit feel right. And I done come too far in my life to be uncomfortable around anybody. So I'm not gonna be around somebody who I don't feel comfortable around and I feel like, man, I gotta walk on an eggshell. My partner Greedy just hit me the other day and said, say, bro, we was talking on the phone and he said, bro, I wish I could get that thing like you have. I said, what that is? He said, bro, you will tell somebody, bro, like, get from around me. And it don't be about me or I'll get from around them. I'll be like, hey, bro, I'm about to dip, dog. Because that's the discernment. You done been through enough in your life to where you know, that don't feel right. Stop trying to, but that's my partner. That don't feel right, I'm gone. Hey, bro, I'm out at you. I'm good. Hey, bro, you gonna come over here? Nope. Straight. Man, you gonna come out with us? I'm out at you, I'm good. Right, so that's one thing. Right? Another thing is when it comes to people that's around me, why are you around me? I need to understand that. And if this ain't mutually beneficial, and I'm not even talking monetarily, can I learn from you? Can you learn from me? Am I helping you? Are you helping me? Right? Like, you've been hurt so many times in your life. You know why you asking me that question? Because somebody around you don't want around you. And once you start getting around people that's on a certain level, you start understanding what you want to be around. My team will tell you, bro, like out the blue, like, hey, I done found a new mentor I'm going to, y'all. I'm gonna be gone for 3 days, 6 days. Cause you gotta start getting in rooms where people are operating different, and then you start understanding, oh, watch this. The stuff that I'm used to, I done normalized toxicity. I done normalized being around people who stab me in the back. Why? I done normalized being around people who steal from me. I don't normalize, and I'm not saying me now, I'm saying we have relationships where we've normalized people that don't do right by us. And we normalize like it's cool until you get around people that do right. You're like, wait. I got a mentor. Watch this. I got a mentor that I paid $50,000 for. And that's to be in his mastermind. And then he have another part of the mastermind that costs an extra $25,000. So in essence, you pay him $75,000 a year. But for the $75,000 a year, we meet up like 6 times a year. 4 or 5 of the times are like in the mastermind, and another 2 of the times, 3 of the times, so it's 8 times a year. It's like on a trip out the country or something. I've been in a mentorship 2 years. I ain't been on a trip out the country with them yet. But watch this. He came to me this year and said, Trap, I'm gonna give you the $30,000 back for the trips, for this part of the mentorship, because you never been to none of them. He said, I'm gonna give you the $30,000 back, because you ain't been to none of them. I said, nah, bro, just add it to next year and I'll try to make it. He said, because I don't feel right getting that. He said, the first year I wasn't tripping on you was busy, but you ain't come the second year neither. I said, bro, but when I come in the rooms, that part of it is so valuable. Because there's 2 parts to that part of it. I'm like, that other part is so valuable, bro. Like, it's cool. He's like, nah, but you got to come to the 3 events out the country because it's different. He's like, so because you ain't come this year, I'm going to give you the $30,000 back. I'm like, nope, just put it to the next year then. He said, okay, well, I'll put it to the next year. He said, I'm telling you, but if you don't come to the next year, I'm going to just kick you out that part of it and keep you in this part of it. I say, that's a bet. Right, now watch this. That's $30,000. He could have easily said, that's on him if he don't come. I still get the $30,000. But he ain't say that. He called me and said, hey, I'm gonna give you the 30 grand back because you ain't been to the thing in 2 years. That's the type of people you want around you. Right? That's the type of people you want around you. I want somebody around me where if I pay you an extra $1,000 and you know that don't belong on your check, you come in, hey, bro, you know you paying me an extra grand, bro. George did me that a couple years ago. He said, hey, bro, you know it was like $1,000, how much it was, Joe? Like $500, something like that? When I had pay you, like, hey, bro, you know you put this on the check down over there. You wasn't supposed to pay me for that, bro. Like, I was like, man, I ain't tripping, dog, man, keep that shit. It was like $400 or something. It was like $400, like 2 years at the old building. Like, hey, bro, you know we ain't worried, bro. You pay me that couple $100. I'm like, man, don't worry about it, cuz you keep that shit, bro. I ain't tripping on it. Kind of people you want around you. Nah, if that would have been like 75 cents and it was like 10 years ago, he wouldn't have told me because he would take all my damn change out of my car. All right? But that's what you want. You want people around you that do certain things. Prime example, Rob, right? You know why? Man, I've been messing with Rob for like a year or something now. Right? Been telling him, man, I see you, bro. We've been rocking out. You know what Rob told me Saturday? He said, say, Trap. People ask me for my Instagram. They ask me for my phone number. But bro, I rock with you so much, man, I don't want none of that, dog. So I'm gonna just tell them, like, if you want to holler at me, man, holler at me, do Trap. Expose him to something that he ain't exposed to. Feel me? Expose him to something he ain't exposed to. He not used to teaching in front of 300-400 people like that. He used to being in corporate America, in the corporate company he was working for, where they teach probably in front of 20-30 people, but he do it 7-8 times a day. Came to me and say, bro, look, there's a few, they like us together, dog, but then they asked me for my Instagram and they asked me for my phone number, bro. But man, I don't ever want you to think like I'm trying to backdoor you or nothing. So I'm gonna just tell me they trying to get in touch with me, dog. Like, man, get in touch with me, do trap. Whole while though, I'm planning for that. I want to see how he gonna operate. I'm gonna see if he gonna try to and some of my people like, hey, bro, I was working with Rob. Guess what I know now? I'm gonna let you keep them, but bro, I'm good on you. Right? I'm gonna let you keep them. I ain't tripping, but guess what, bro? I can't holler at you. I can't rock with you. Cause you missing the big impact over. That's the kind of people you want. So you get around healthy relationships, you get around healthy people, once you get around people that don't have ulterior motives like that, then you start realizing like, bro, why am I around these people? Why am I around these people? And so that becomes, like the thing. And so when you get around the ET and how do you get mentors? You get mentors who match what they say online and offline. So I remember when, I can tell you one of the reasons why Bishop J's rock with me. Because when in the heat of all that crap that was going on, I was still reposting him. I was still showing up to him, going to the Potter House. I was still taking pictures with him and posting it. This the man I prayed. This who got me through this. This who got me. And while people was like, I ain't doing that. Hey, would you still? And people would be posting stuff. Man, OG was good. Guess what? On the backside of that, he like, oh, bruh, he's solid. He's solid. Because I ain't letting what people say dictate how I feel about what you feel me? So when I met E.T., I was like, oh man, this is dope. When I met E, he was the same way, the same voice, the same energy as he was in person. So you like, oh, okay, bet, that's good right there. Because you're going to meet people in this world who they is on Instagram, who they not going to be in real life. And you're going to be like, ooh, I should have kept you on Instagram. You was better on social media, bro. So that's how you navigate your life, bro. Like, you find people, you study people long enough, you watch them, and I hope everybody in the Patreon who saw me, who heard of me, whatever, when they saw me in person, like, damn, Trap really like that in real life. That dude really crack jokes like that in real life. That dude really funny like that in real life. That dude really a clown like that in real life. You know why, bro? I've been through so much stuff in my life where I walked around the world mad. I'll be happy to show up the way I show up, man. I still got some of that in me. That residue ain't gonna leave me. But bro, I love being who I am, and I ain't never gotta turn that off. My energy's still the same. I don't walk around with my nose tooted up. I don't walk around like I'm bigger than nobody. I come in this thing and have fun. Every break we had in here, I sat out here in front of all these people for at least 20, 30 minutes. Then I went and ate my food. Every time we had a break, I'd come sit around, and my security was like, hey, bro, won't you? My team was like, hey, won't you? Man, that's just who he is, man. He gonna be like that. Just let him, he know how to step off when he need to step off. That's the type of people you want around you. That's the type of people you want around me. I ain't never try to flex on nobody because I know one thing, man. The same way God put me in position, the same way he can tell me like he told Moses, man, sit down. Take it from you. And so that's how you find mentors. You find mentors that can teach you. You say you've been to the stuff with ET. You say you've been to, that's how you get him. Hey, OG, he gonna talk to you. I've been with ET on the airport. And me and him together in the airport is hell on the team. Me and him in the airport together is hell on the team, because he gonna be like, man, you know that's Trap right there? And I'm gonna be like, man, you don't know that's ET right there? So you find those people, bro, and you connect with those people, and you build relationships that's based on value. Every relationship I have, I be trying to see how much value I can give to the relationship before the relationship even give me anything. Me and my sister Terica, she be mad at me because she be like, bro, like, you not gonna outgive me. I be like, shit, bet. First time, I'm gonna go with this. First time, I went to Bishop Jake's church. When they called me downstairs, right, boom. Then I went the next, that was the second time. They said, hey, Trap, like Bishop wants you to come to lunch with him. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Sitting at the table, it's 9 of us, Bishop talking. I'm just like being quiet. I sneak and go to the bathroom. I say, hey, I hear the security up. I ain't do it all. I hear the security up. That's my dog now. I said, hey, I'm gonna pay for the meal. He said, no, he got it. I said, look, I ain't being disrespectful. I just wanna pay for the meal. Let me do that. Honor me and do that. He said, all right, man, you good. I paid for the bill. Ain't go back and say, hey, I paid for the bill, old Bishop Jakes. Ain't get on Instagram and say, yeah, I just paid for the bill for me and Bishop Jakes. I ain't do none of that. And it's been 2 years ago now. Appreciating, like, have friendships and partnerships that you appreciate. Because when you appreciate it, you don't gotta go out your way. It's just a part of who you are. That relationship means that much to you. You wanna nurture it and you wanna provide value for it. My team, I didn't get paid. Miss Janice, my CFO, hit me the other day and said, hey, you gotta pay yourself more because that's the way we gonna get these taxes right. I didn't pay myself for a year, but I made sure my team was straight. And I was losing money in this building. I made sure they were straight though. Because every day they get up, they got families to feed, they got stuff to do, they got kids, they gotta eat, they gotta put a roof over their head. You want the people that's helping you and the people that's in your life to know that they are valued. And I promise you, value don't never go unlooked. Don't never go unlooked. So that's how you get mentors. Use your discernment. That's how you know who to, and listen, I don't mind telling somebody I don't want to be around them, and I'm gonna do it in the most respectful way, but I care about me more than I care about how they feel when not being around me. I care about my peace, I care about my stability, I care about my focus, I care about my safety more than I care about you feeling some kind of way about me not wanting you around. Because when I'm safe and when I'm in a good space and I'm in a good environment, I'm the best version of me. If I gotta be around somebody that make me uptight, I don't want you around me because I don't want to be uptight. With that being said, man, we're gonna end the show on that note. I hope everybody had a great show tonight. I hope that everybody found some value in that. I apologize for the rant at the end of the show. I know Jose like, bruh. So, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
I orchestrated that whole thing. I knew it was coming. All
right, man, so we got about 10. Shout out to everybody in the chat. KT Tactical, I see you, bro. I like the dog, too. Let me say what KT dog did, bro. I started walking, so KT got the guard dog. The dog just started walking on side me. KT said, you know ass that when he see one. I say, that was hard. That was hard. That was hard. I'm talking about just came up to the side of me. It's a tactical dog. I walk out and say, what y'all doing? They was over there chilling. I pulled up in the truck. Nat was in the truck. I hop out the truck. It was KT. It was Jay Young. Forgot who all was over there. KT, the dog came by me. And I ain't even tripped. Like, man, get that dog by me.
I would have tripped.
I was just chilling. I was like, what's up? I start walking to the side. The dog start walking on side me. KT said, hey, you know what ass at when he see one? I said, So shout out to my dog, KT.
He would smell fear on me.
That was nice, Doug. That was nice. I don't know if you set that up or not, but that was a cold-blooded little 1-2, you heard me? So shout out to the squad, dude, man. For sure. T'Challa, that's the dog name too. T'Challa. That was hard. So we got like 10 slots left if you want to get into the 2-day. We're doing 2 days, 2 calls, 9:30 to 12:30 or 9:30 to 1:30. I think it's January the 7th and January the 3rd or something like that. I can't get it off the top of my head. And then you'll get to keep the Zoom calls so you can keep going over it over and over again. Unlimited Q&As, auditing your trade, looking at your trade, and we can take a trade together. If we see one, we will definitely do that. Myself and Rob will have it. So Jose gonna drop the link for that. Also, get your merch, man. Y'all see I got that cocaine on. Huh?
Ain't the merch shut down right now?
Oh, the merch shut down.
Yeah, we sleeping.
Oh, how long? Oh, end of the week. Well,
End of the week.
End of the week.
Come back Friday.
Huh?
Come back Friday.
Come back Friday. Trap house not jumping yet. Gotta fix the stove. Got microwaves in there. Blew them out. Blew the microwaves out. Y'all don't know about blowing the microwave out in the trap. I'm gonna leave that. That's a story for another time. You heard me? What I'm missing?
Jump into Patreon. Trappers Anonymous.
Come join the Patreon. Come get in there. Come join the Patreon. If you went to the class, if you came to the workshop online or in person, be on the lookout for your email in the morning. In the morning, B? 2 went out today, 1 went out in the morning. Be on the lookout for that. Also, do me one last favor. Make sure you like, subscribe, everything on this channel and the Wall Street Trappin channel. Also, make sure you go to Spotify, Google Play, and all the other stuff we got, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We see y'all same time, same show, next week. We out. Wall Street looks like us now.